you need a strong team. At TPIL Lawyers, we rise above the pack. When it comes to your total and permanent disability and compensation claims, choose TPIL, the Personal Injury Lawyers. TPIL Lawyers, proud partner of AFL Queen.
Welcome to the 2025 TPIL Lawyers QAFL Premiership season. It's round 4, Anzac round. Mouth-watering contest here at Neil Upton Oval. We've got the Maroochydore Roos taking on their local rivals, the Noosa Tigers in the Sunshine Coast Derby. My name is Riley Guest. It's a very good afternoon to you all tuning in today, and a very warm welcome to my co-commentator, Jack Barry. Jack, what a mouth-watering contest this is shaping up to be.
It's always, thanks Riley, it's always a must-see game on the Sunshine Coast is this big rivalry match. So really looking forward to it. These two teams played in some great grand finals through the 70s, 80s and early 90s. 12 grand finals they played in. They split it 6 all. And of course, since the State League, it's been the last 4 or 5 years, that was in the Sunshine Coast League. Now into the State League, they played each other over the last 4 years. So really looking forward to this game today.
Yeah, Noosa currently sitting top of the table. They've had a perfect start of the season, 3 wins and 2 very impressive away wins, both to Labrador and Wilston Grange. And then their last game against Mount Gravatt at home ended in strange circumstances when the game was called off halfway through the third quarter because conditions weren't safe. They walked away with an 20-point victory against Mount Gravatt, while Maroochydore started off their... Maroochydore... Oh, sorry, just my misunderstanding with technical problems. Maroochydore started their season off very strongly, knocking off Aspley, and then succumbed to Redler Victoria Point in the last minute by under a goal. And then a bit of a surprise loss to Sherwood last week. I think they were comprehensively outplayed, going down by 22 points. So their first game at home this season, and they'll be looking to turn things around after their loss 2 weeks ago, Jack.
Yeah, they certainly, and they've got a few outs, obviously. Ben Kethrow went out with injury. They lost Josh Wagner, who's unavailable this week for personal commitments. Ben Thomas is in the VFL, and they made a few other changes. So in comes Sam McKenzie, Zach Tone, Liam Jacker, Harry McIver, and one of their favourite sons, Brent Pearson, back after a year retirement, and certainly a favourite son here at the Roos.
He's going to have an important job today down in the back line. It'll be interesting to see who gets the matchup on Noosa's captain Jonathan Freeman, whether it will be Pearson or in fact Cooper Delaney, son of Port Adelaide legend Roger. Cooper was part of the Maroochydores 2024 QAFL Reserves Premiership winning side, as well as Hunter Moore out there today, number 16. He was in fact best on ground in that game, Jack, and he started off his season very well. He's been in the best in 2 of the 3 games that the Roos have played so far this year. And I know you were talking to their coach just beforehand, Steve Wiltshire, about him. Yeah,
look, he's certainly a young, exciting player to watch today. So looking forward to watching how he unfolds. Of course, the other one I want to keep an eye on is Aaron Wilson, of course, my former Noosa player, up forward here, and looking forward to seeing how he goes. And of course, the evergreen Mitch Sollard, another star player here. So again, hopefully they're amongst the goals for the Roos' sake. But again, just really looking forward to seeing where Noosa's at. Matt Leuenberger caught up with him before the game. And his coaching staff is Shane Davis and Shane Hutchison. So really looking forward to how they're responding. They're building up. They're getting some really good recruits in. No more than Matt Gall, the Maribyrnong star player who's up here now, wearing the jumper number 19 today. There's been a couple of jumper changes. Tate Nidri also wearing jumper 25, and Tom McNally now wearing number 28 for the Tigers.
So Maroochydore kicking left to screen, Noosa going to the right down to the netball courts. The wind is blowing directly towards us in the commentary box, so right across the ground. We might see a fair bit of action early on this broadcast side. The ground has had 3 weeks off, so no one's been on it until last night. It's had a couple of games on it today as well, so it is a little bit damp underfoot. I think the contested possession early on is going to be vitally important for both sides. We've got Patrick Monk in the ruck for Noosa. He's going up against Max McDonald. Eminem blaring in the background. The perfect pump-up song. And we are set to go here at Neil Upton Oval. Round 4 action. TPIL Lawyers QAFL. It'll be McDonald and Monk. And a perfect bounce from the umpire. Gets things underway. McDonald first hand to it. Hahn for the Roos. Hand pass cut off. Players right around the footy already. About 8 of them. And Gall coming in second to lay the tackle. Forcing a stoppage. 10 metres closer to Noosa's goal. McDonald front position, taps it to himself, throws it on the boot, kick goes out far wing. O'Dwyer, Hahn, Rory McKenzie. There's Hahn, scraps a kick forward, been in the touches early, but it's cut off by Will McKenzie. Hand passes back to Bowes, wrapped up straight away, and unsurprisingly a fierce start to this game, Jack.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit scrappy early on. it's been half of the boys have had such a wet season, so it's been hard to get onto the training track. So there might be a little bit less. Umpire throws the ball up, tapped out. Here's a chance now for the Tigers. A handball over the top. There's a high tackle gone missed out. The umpire says dropping the ball, free kick. And it'll be a chance now for the Roos to go forward.
Jonty McIver winning the free kick. He's about 70 from home. He's got Scollard on the lead. He caught from it. Oh, prime position, dropped the mark. Noosa can rebound. Out towards their bench. How's the ball going to bounce? Taken out over the line. McKenzie pushes Ari Bembick. And we'll have a ball in. Surprised Scollard dropped that. He did so well. Got out the back. Judged the drop of the ball perfectly. Just slipped through his hands.
Yep.
So McDonald against Monk. Great throw in from the boundary umpire. McDonald front position, hit down. Might have been a shove in the back there, and the umpire has caught it. Bit sloppy by Billy Bowes. The ball's going to Brad Castine. Runs around. His kicks. He would like that one back, and the ball goes out of play. So Maroochydore gain 20 metres. Got the ball. Boundary throwing on their half-forward flank. We see Hunter Moore's gone back. He's playing on Ben Arkett. And Pearson's got that match up on Freeman at the moment. Everyone compressed in the one half of the ground. Another great throw in by the boundary umpire. Neither ruck a hand to it. Gore bursts away with the clearance. Kick to Freeman. Out over his back. Arkett's there. Hand pass cut down by McIver. Harry McIver laying the tackle. Might have got his opponent high. Umpire didn't see it that way. I think he got a bit lucky there, Jack.
Yeah, no, lucky there. The umpire was on the spot, though. He thought it was just underneath the shoulder, so he'll throw the ball up just in front of the Maroochydore coach's box. McDonald gets the hand to it. Sharked away, handball over the top. Dwyer tackled hard, trying to get rid of the ball. He does. Umpire says play on. A quick kick out of the pack. They just want to get the ball going forward, but the numbers are going to suit the Tigers streaming through. Nice hands over there towards Slaney. He kicks it forward, and he's found the ever-impressive Gore at centre-half forward.
So Gore calls for a lead. He wants Freeman, but his kick four short. And it fell to Hunter Moore. A lovely kick out to the far wing. Mark taken by Daniel Saunders. Played with Maine last year. Pops one over the top to to Thomas Holt. Dropped the mark, kept the ball in play, and then he ran away. Streaming forward, looking for Scollard out the back. Can't take the mark. Noosa got the numbers 3-on-2. Good pick up. Threw the hand pass away. Will McKenzie went in and got it. Tackle to ground. Cavallaro picks it up, spins, breaks to a tackle. Feeds a hand pass out. There's Gall. He's everywhere early. Impressive work rate. No pry up, so ball up. Really impressive rebound there by Maroochydore from the Hunter Moore's intercept mark. They move the ball from one end of the ground to the other in no time. So 3.5 minutes gone. No score yet from the tap down. Bursting through Govan. Couldn't get a hand pass away. Might have been taken high there. Bit of a sloppy tackle by Cavallaro, so going the way of Noosa. There's a bit of feeling in this one early. Big Charlie Bowes on his left foot to Rory McKenzie. Left footer to left footer. McKenzie just pondering his options. Stabs a nice kick about 35 metres, just over the head of Pettigrove. Good pick up by Bury. Going by hands at the moment, Maroochydore. Noosa's pressure's pretty good. Numbers around the ball. I think that's Jonty McIver winning a free kick, holding the ball. So both him and his brother Harry up from Tasmania, the club of Winwood. Played in a losing grand final last year. Made the move to the Sunshine Coast. Jonty McIver on his left foot. Just banging into the hot spot. A little bit wider actually. The pocket might have been Scollard there, taking a good mark on the juggle. And a familiar sight from Maroochydore, Jack.
Yeah, just used his body well. Got to the drop zone there for him. He took a nice grab. He's a dangerous player. He's as I said, a seasoned goal kicker, and he'll line up for the Roos first for the afternoon.
Pretty good vision by McIver because it was 1-on-1. Yeah, and Noosa had a couple at the back.
Got good penetration. Kick to his advantage as well.
So Scollard from the pocket. A tough kick with the way the wind's blowing. I tell you what, though, he likes it. The goal umpire does too. First goal of the game to Maroochydore, courtesy of Mitch Scollard. A lovely finish from the pocket. And after 5 minutes gone, they lead by that goal.
So they're ringing the changes. Zach Stone coming on for the Roos, as is Cooper Delaney. Also coming on for the Roos will be William Jones, and coming off for the Tigers to have a spell is Cooper Airy Bambak. So they're ringing the changes. First lot of changes for the afternoon, about 5.5 minutes into the first term.
I see their captain as well, Josh Govins, come to the bench. These conditions are tailor-made for him. Just a little bit heavy, a little bit damp. He's a brilliant in and under winner of the ball, and he'll also look to use it on his left foot. Those short 20, 25 metre passes. So McDonald and Monk back in the ruck. Another great bounce from the umpire. Favours Monk, got the hit down. Con couldn't gather it. Pettigrove did. Put it on his boot up to half forward. Bury soccers it towards the boundary line. And then follows up his own work and then soccers it out of bounds on the full.
There's a great chance for the Tigers to go inside forward 50 now. They drive the ball long over the top. Solid mark. Great mark in defence there to Hunter Moore. Impressive player.
It's his second intercept mark for the day.
Yeah, read it really well. He looks right and left. You decide to go down the line, get some penetration in it, sits up high. There's a 2v1, a big line from behind, couldn't take the mark, spills free, handball over the top. Getting to the fall of the ball, there was Mitchell Conn. Numbers suiting the Roos. Good forward tackle, pressure by the Tigers. They'll clear it now, the Roos, and they kick it towards sort of 50, but it's chopped off at centre-half back.
So Mike Steiner goes straight up the guts to looking for Arkett. No mark taken. He follows up. Gathers clean. He throws it on his boot. Might land in the chest of Charlie Bowes. The advantages of playing in front as a forward. You get a hat kick forward. You're in front. Prime position. And Bowes will have the chance to give a responsive goal for Noosa.
Good to see Bowes back in the Tiger colours on a sort of a full-time basis. He had a bit of a stint down at the Lions and, of course, went down, had a trial out at Port Melbourne, I think in Victoria, played a bit of community footy down there, but he's back here at the Tigers, an important player for him.
So he'll kick from the 50-metre line, the left footer, and he'll go left to right. He might have hung it too much out to the left. He did. Wind never brought it back. So Noosa on the board. 8 minutes gone. Looks like it'll be Hunter Moore entrusted with the kick-in duties. Had a good start to this game so far. Had a couple of minds. His kick finds Delaney, pulled it at the last moment. So they've got a spare down the line here. If Delaney decides to go long, and he does, it comes off the hands of Monk. Ruck battle will be interesting today. I think Monk will probably do the large bulk for Noosa, but probably supported by Freeman at some point, and I think it'll be Max McDonald and Will Jones rotating through from Maroochydore.
Yeah, well, Jones just gets his big body in front. They just made a contest, brought the ball to ground, so the coaching staff will be happy with that. Gets his hand to the ball first, getting front position, a soccer off the crown going forward. Tigers will get there first, head over the footboard, suits the Brave. Here's a chance now, tackle forward. Trying to burst his way through there was Horbury, and the umpire will ball it up.
One-on-ones everywhere. Jones gets a hit down. Govern there fighting for it.
Of course, umpires today, Jemison Galbraith, Kyan Everson, and Zach Charter are the, thanks to Bradman's windows and doors. They're your field umpires.
Those got it wrapped up straight away. Our boundary umpires, Andrew Reddy and Jeremy Aiken, and in the goals, Alistair Meldrum and Kane Miller.
Throw up. Jones, tap over the back. Racing through there is Gall. Tackled heavily. And the umpire will set it again, sitting at Maroochidore's centre half forward, just outside their forward 50. Throw up. Good tap forward. Smothered. Tigers, handball and while handball back. Got to be good below your knees. The tackle pressure comes straight away by the Roos, and the umpire will throw it up, Riley.
So it's even everywhere around the ground. Jake Warren's watching Gall here, the hit out. Came out somehow, Govern threw it on his boot. It's going to land about 25 out. Cavallaro can't take the mark. Nice work there by Ogden. Bowes just threw it on his boot. Got it outside of his defensive 50. Maroochydore do have the numbers. Moore gathered cleanly, wrapped up, and then got a hand pass out. And hand pass found to Ari Bambick, and he was tackled straight away. So tackling's been very good so far.
Yep.
Not too many tackles shrugged at all. It's hard for players to find time and space. Jones the hit out. Oh, might have had his head ripped off there. Liam Jacker on his left foot. Sees some things he likes, but it's a turnover. Well read by Mike Steiner. Oh no, I think the ball's actually going to be brought back. I don't think Jack went back on his line originally, Jack.
Oh, so that's a good opportunity there now for the Roos to reset. It was a clever tap there by Jones.
Both him and McDonald have had some hit-outs to advantage already.
Got a bit of ruck craft there, both the boys, with their tap work.
Now Jack is a left footer, and he's kicked it straight to the spare that they had back there, Noosa. And Tallis Buntain, he fired out a hand pass to a runner who gave the good kick up to Airy Bambit. Been involved early, he's half back. Will McKenzie short if he wants. He's going to go down the line. Monk managed to make himself spare. Moore's under the ball, nearly took the intercept mark, and no chance to get rid of it. So Jones and Arkett in the ruck. Umpire throws it up straight away. Arkett straight onto his boot, up to another contest. Oh, nearly a good mark there for the Tigers. They keep the ball alive, gain another 20 metres. Pearson versus Freeman, and Pearson goes out. So they're just trying to win the territory battle at the moment, Noosa. Probably haven't had too many inside 50s, but I think they'd be happy with the amount of territory that they've had, Jack.
Yeah, they're surging away, just trying to drive their legs through the contest, trying to get it inside that forward 50, but they're well covered off at the moment. Players are all numbered up, tap forward. No one can get clean possession. A quick kick out of the pack, it'll go bounce forward. Players will go, just gets his fist in the bounce. There was Arkett. Now it can't, smothered off the ball, tackled high, so it'll be a free kick for the Tigers in the middle of the ground. Play streaming back. Pettigrove, eyes racing around. He's got some space to lead into. Kick to. He's found a teammate. Can he take the mark? And he has. That's better work by the Tigers. And it's Mitchell Conn that just ran into that hole there. He had to be brave. He stood tall. And he took a strong mark. And he has a chance now to put the Tigers first on the board. 12.5-minute mark of the first term.
You just love that as a midfielder when you get the opportunity just to sneak forward. And I don't know how Conn managed to find himself in that space. It'll be a bit of accountability required by the Maroochydore midfielders. Conn's shot on goal from directly in front is perfect. Gets his first for the day. Noosa take the lead. They lead by a point.
So really good way to kick by Pettigrove, wasn't it? He didn't just blaze away. He had a look around. What was the best option?
Good bit of vision.
Good bit of vision. Just weighted it beautifully. But Con had to go. He didn't know what was coming behind him. And he stood strong as he does and takes a solid mark. And the Tigers get their first for the afternoon. 1-1-7 Noosa. They lead Maroochydore 1 straight 6. 13.5-minute mark first term. So we're back in the middle. The Tigers by a point.
You're going to get a bounce or a throw, do you reckon?
I think he's going to, well, I think they're going to bounce it. And he does a good job. The ruck's engaged. Conn again, handball over the top. Under pressure, good tackle pressure there by the midfielders at the Roos, and they'll ball it up in the middle of the ground.
That was really nice midfield craft from Conn. Just nudged his opponent, worked his opponent underneath the ball.
Good tap by McDonald. And the Roos clear it out. Big fist over the top. Trying to keep the ball alive there was Cavallaro. Quick kick away there by Gall. McDonald, good below his knees for the big fellow. Gets the handball away. Now there's a chance. O'Dwyer, a quick kick into space. Doesn't quite make the target. Here's a chance for Wilson over the top. Govan again. Govan kicks it forward. He's found his mate directly in front, about 25 metres, Riley. So good quick play there by the Roos.
Well, again, another example of a playing in front as a forward, Jack, because I don't think that kick by Govan was intentional. Jones just happened to be at the right place at the right time. Good use of hands by Maroochydore that are very clean. There's been very few opportunities for either side today. And Jones was making his way back to goal, but just in front as that kick failed to get a lot of air. So Will Jones, a product of the Roos Junior Club, directly in front, from 25 out. Gives it some air time to go straight over the goal umpire's head. Maroochydore will have their second. They retake the lead.
So it's good work by Jones. He's already had a bit of an influence in and around the ruck contest as he comes off for a break, but that, as you said, he's in the right space. He's in front. He's a big frame to try and get around, and he took a nice solid mark. And more importantly, you finish off the good work. So the Roos find a goal as he comes off for a spell and coming onto the ground is number 58, which we don't have his number. I'm not sure if you know who that one is.
No, I do not. We don't even have the 58 on the emergency, so another jumper change. We might have to find that out at quarter time.
Of course, the jumper's looking fantastic, the Anzac jumpers that they've got here for the Roos today.
Actually, I noticed Noosa have Anzac jerseys as well.
Fantastic, yeah. Both clubs, they do it really, really well. They say we will remember them. Both these clubs have done it exceptionally well.
So Stone on Con, Horbury on Hahn in the middle. Con the clearance. McIver can't quite take the mark. Fleming, who's best on ground from Maroochydore in their loss to Sherwood the other week. Kick out at the far wing. Sets his teammate a challenge. He's going to win a free kick in the end for a hold. Fought through that contest quite well. So Saunders. He's got Zach Stone out wide. He goes to shorter option to Hahn. He's got Cavallaro on a lead and has to stop and prop. The kick goes over his head. Will McKenzie takes the mark. Pulls the trigger into the middle of the ground. Airy Bambic. Got a runner nearby. Uses it 1-2 hand passes. Didn't realise there was someone behind, but Noosa have got time and numbers. What are their hands like? Pretty good. Bowes out wide to a teammate. He's got Freeman on short if he can find him. Instead, he pulls his kick. Oh, Mark dropped, says the umpire. Angus Byrne still in play. Freeman with the fend off and the hand pass. Turned over. Hahn fighting through. Kick out in the path of Saunders. It's near the boundary line. Saunders a moment to grab it. Step back in board on his non-preferred. Kick goes higher than it does longer. Byrne gathered it cleanly. Umpire said not 15. Tried to take the tackler on there. Noosa got a hand pass away in the nick of time. No, says the umpire. Holding the board of Maroochydore. A good bit of composure there, Jack, from a crazy 30 seconds of football.
Yep. So the Roos looking to set up. They're going to switch it across. No, he looks both ways. Play on's a call. He'll have to make a decision. The left footer goes out wide. Can he find his target? He does. Now they go along down the line. It's a one-on-one contest. There's a bit of a push in the back. Play on's a call, but they're going to butter up now, the Tigers. They dart around, and they'll reset. They kick out onto the wing, and he's found his teammate on the outer wing. Goes inboard, finds Con. Con's been busy this term. Swings around onto the right foot. Kicks it through the middle of the ground. Here's a chance now for Bowes, Billy Bowes. Spells over, they've got the two Bowes brothers spinning around. This is Charlie on the left foot, lowers his eyes and just finds his target inside forward 50. And it's a nice mark there to Tate Nidri. Plays on quickly, Nidri from 50 on the speed. Is there an obstruction there? There is. Yep. The umpire says front on contact, a free kick will go to the skipper in Jonathan Freeman.
That was a bit messy by Noosa, but they made it work in the end. That kick inboard by Bowes to the top of the 50 to find Nidri, that's probably the key one, because it gives you the entire 50 to attack from or to attack into.
Yep. He lowered their eyes, didn't blaze away, found his target. Nidri played on quickly, put the pressure on the defence. So coming in for his first for the afternoon, the skipper, Jonathan Freeman, and he makes go straight through the centre. So it's a goal to Freeman, and it's the second goal of the afternoon to the Tigers. 2-1-13, leading Maroochydore 2 straight 12. Riley.
Really liking Mitchell Con's game at the moment. He's everywhere, half back in the middle. He's winning clearances. He helps set up that passage of play by hitting that kick inboard. He's looking very dangerous. He's very powerful as well. His first 4 or 5 steps away from a contest can be very hard to catch. He's probably Noosa's best player at the moment. He's back in the middle here, lining up on Govan, who I actually think is probably Maroochidore's best so far.
Yeah, he's had some good clearances, Govan, hasn't he?
So back in the middle, McDonald versus Monk. Pearson's down there on Freeman. Great bounce by the umpire. Monk just pushed his McDonald out of the way. Got the hit out. Warren shot the clearance. Took the tackler on. What's the umpire called here? High. So it's going the way of William O'Dwyer. Waste no time out to Jackson Bury. Went over his head, dropped the mark, but gathered. There's that number 58. Might be Brad Castine inboard. He's got Warren if he can find him. Pokes the kick up and the mark was taken. Really good ball use of composure by the Roos there going forward, Jack.
He was. He had a look inboard, didn't he? And he just sat it up in front. And Jakey Warren had to go. And it was a nice contested mark out in front.
Probably one of the rare times where Noosa have been unable to impact the contest. Once they got that overlap run, the Roos, Noosa just weren't able to get numbers to the contest because they've impacted it and tackled really well today. Just not on that instance at all. As Warren on about a 45-degree angle. 40 metres out, makes his way in. And he's kicked it. Jake Warren, his first goal of the day. And we're going back and forth at the moment. The fourth lead change of the match so far. And a good display of goal kicking as a heap of changes are being rung. Noosa's bench at the moment. Maroochydore back in front by 5 points. 3 straight 18, 2-1, 13. 29 minutes gone. Glorious day here. I know we're up in the box. I've actually got a jumper on, Jack, because we're in the shade, and I know the wind's going to kick in after half-time, but it's perfect conditions to play some footy.
Yeah, nice, and you know, you still bounce the ball through the middle of the ground, but still got a bit of a sponge to it. The ground's looking magnificent. It's been, 3 games of footy on it already, and but it's holding up a treat. One of the premium venues here in the TPIL QAFL season. So the umpire back in the middle. He'll bounce the ball. He may want to recall that one. He will. So we've got Jones in the ruck for the Roos. He's playing it nice and tight. He's up against Paddy Monk. Monk trying to use his leap. Tap forward. Govan only knows one way, and that's his head over it. Here's a chance now for the Tigers to clear. They'll kick in the space on the lead. It's a nice mark. It's a good mark there to Byrne. He's just come onto the ground. He kicks into the pocket. Here's a chance now by the skipper. He just tries to dribble a goal across the face, though. And they're happy to see the ball go over the line and out of bounds.
That was great forward craft there from Freeman. Before the ball had even hit the ground, he was already using his one of his arms to try and block Pearson out because he knew what he wanted to do. The shot on goal, though, just across the face. That was Con hitting that kick out wide to Byrne again. He's been everywhere for the Tigers.
Umpire throws the ball in. Jones clever out the back. Govan head over it. Handballs out the back. The Roos will stream. They're running in numbers. Sharing the ball around. Can he hit his target down the ground? Looking for McDonald. A little bit too much on it. Gives a chance now for the Tigers, but trying to keep the ball alive are the Roos. The Tigers will wrap them up, and umpire says you're caught with the footy. So it'll be a free kick for the Tigers in front of the AFL Queensland officers in front of the scoreboard there, which says it's 5-point lead to the Roos. A left foot kick inside forward, 50 on the lead, couldn't mark. It was a difficult one to take. Spills free. The Roos will go backwards. Oh, big strong front on contact. Ooh. And there's a little bit happening there. The umpire says it's going to be a free kick to the Roos in defence.
That's Delaney who was hit late and hit high and maybe late as well. It's a little bit groggy getting up. He's up now. He can switch across to Pearson if he wants. But he elects not to. So down the line he goes. Out the back. Good mark. Flying over the top. One of the Mackenzies. Oh, not a great kick. Turned over to Cavallaro. But Will Mackenzie saves the day with a good tackle. Not holding the ball. Picked up and out of bounds on the full. That one by Billy Bowes.
Nice mark by Bowes, wasn't it?
Yeah, an interesting 30 seconds for Bowes. A couple of really good things and then maybe a couple of not so good things.
You want back, yep.
So Maroochydore now with the ball between wing and half back. Tell you what, there's a lot of left footers out here today. Yeah. It's that left foot kick up to half forward for the Roos. No mark taken. McDonald, nice hands to Jones. The two rucks working together. Hat kick inside forward 50. Scholar doesn't get a clean take. Free does well to Pettigrove. Out to a teammate wide as Buntain. And his kick to Rory McKenzie comes off hands and goes out over the boundary line.
Yeah, clever play there by Buntain. He changed direction quickly. Just didn't quite hit his target, but a reset on the half forward here for the Tigers. Can they try and clear that ball out? Umpire throws the ball in. Again, strong work there by Jones, but it's well taken away there. Looks like that's Gall. He kicks the ball upside forward 50. Here's a chase now. Pearson, the veteran, racing towards it with Freeman. Can he keep the feet? It'll be important. He does. Now he slips at the last minute, but he's been well backed up there by Bury. Bury centres the ball in the middle of the ground. Beautiful kick by Bury. And they're going to be a reset there as Mackenzie wins the ball in the middle of the ground. He looks for a handball going past. There's a chance to switch it out of the wing. He does that. Now he's got players there. He'll have to go. takes a solid mark. Here's a chance now for the Roos to go inside forward 50, and he lowers his eyes and takes a nice little mark there for the Roos going there. Handballs forward. Here's a chance for a shot on goal. He drives the ball long, but it's going to go across the face, I think. Just sneaks in for one behind Riley.
I think that was Hudson Moore who ran all the way down from the back line. Great transition from the Roos. And that all starts with Pearson winning that one-on-one against Freeman. That was a great 40-metre running effort by both players. And Bury's kick into the middle of the ground. Con got the mark from the kick in. Ran himself into trouble. And then his kick to Arkid just stayed in the field of play, even though the mark was fumbled. So out of play. Boundary throw in. 26 gone opening term here at Neil Upton Oval. Maroochydore leading, the ladder leading Noosa Tigers by 5 points.
McDonald off, Wilson on for the Roos.
Yeah, I don't think he's had a touch yet so far, Aaron Wilson. Actually played a season at Noosa, so I'm sure he'd like to turn that around. Horbury wins the clearance. Bodied out of that, Pettigrove was, but he had support. Went back and won at Ogden. Wow, good dancing there by Horbury. His kick travels 35 metres up to centre wing. And then Fleming just helps it out over the line against Alec Megan. So ball here just about on centre wing. Still think we've got 3 or 4 minutes to quarter time. A lot of stoppages early on. Jones and Monk in the ruck. Jones could have gathered it cleanly, but fumbled at the last moment. Gore, good hand pass to Horbury. Fends a tackle, fends another one, then just throws it on his left foot. Freeman playing in front. Sorry. Yeah, it is Freeman. He's going to go for goal. It's a floaty kick. It has the distance to bounce through. But just behind, Jono Freeman has 1-1.
Yeah, clever play by Horbury there. Just stood in the tackle and just kept his feet. Gave a chance for Freeman to have a shot on goal, but the...
Tell you what, they've got numbers here, Maroochydore, if they can move it by foot quickly. Hand pass over the top to Fleming. Sorry, Jack. 2-on-1. Wilson needs to attack it. It went past both of them. Govan hand pass. In the middle. Finds Holt. He's got Hahn on his right if he can see him. And he finds Cavallaro instead, who was playing in front. And great transition again from the Roos, Jack.
That was great play, as I said. It's a good call, Riley. Right from the defensive way. You picked it up early. They had the overlap. They had the numbers again. I'm really impressed with... They haven't blazed away inside forward 50 either side. They've tried to lower their eyes and find the best option. And again, we saw that. Then he had the option of Hahn or Cavallaro, and he found the right option to be deeper out there, who had a break on his opponent.
Elliot Cavallaro, number 5, kicking from 45, runs around out on a bit of an arc. I think it's on line. Has it got the legs? We'll wait on the goal umpire. It's a goal. He's got it. His first for the day. Took everything he had in him. The wind is playing a little bit of havoc at times. I'm sure that ball's getting a bit heavier too. But Maroochydore extend their lead out to 11 points, the highest it's been all day. Another goal down, you can put down to really good ball movement and transition from the defensive half of the ground. And that probably actually, Jack, comes back to work rate a little bit. The ball was obviously broadcast side, and then as it went inside forward, or from the kick in, Maroochidore's midfielders and half forwards just worked a bit harder.
They did, and look, as soon as that ball went through for a point, they're off and out, and they're away. Probably Noosa would want to reset it a little bit quicker than that. I know it was a quick kick from the skipper, but he needed to reset quickly as possible. That's how fast the game is these days.
So McDonald and Monk, good bounce by the umpire. And it's going to be a free kick called by the non-controlling umpire. A hold against Horbury to Govan. Feeds a hand pass to Jacker. McKenzie, the vice-captain. Out to the forward flank to Scollard, who actually had right position at one stage. And Scollard's going to win a free kick for a hold. And I can tell you, listening, the Noosa bench aren't very happy with it. So Scollard, 60 out. Noosa have dropped a couple back. Wilson makes a lead. That's who Scollard's going for. Perfect laced out. Drops the chest mark. That should have been taken. And then he's given away a free kick for a high. No.
Yeah, it's a beautiful way to kick there. Unfortunately, he tried to take it on the chest there. Could take it down in front, but just hasn't quite got himself into the game just yet, Wilson. But he's one to watch. Scramble. Bowes sitting on top of the ball, trying to win it out of there, but the umpire will ball it up. Going head to head there with Holt. Tough for, here's a chance for Bowes. Ball goes out of the bounce on the full, so Lux of Fortune. It'll be a free kick to the Roos in Saunders. The young lad who, no, he's turned it back and it'll go towards Willow Dwyer. So I had to stand at Aspley. Dwyer, the left footer, just wants to sit it up to the goal square. No one can take a mark. Spills free.
Oh, it's gone off the ground.
The umpire's going into toilet. I'm not sure who kicked it off the ground. Umpires will have a bit of a chat as they all come in and congregate. Wind really picking up here, Riley.
I think if it was a goal, it was an accidental goal. I think it might have been off the boot of Thomas Holt. Mitch Scollard is right in there as well as a fifth member of the party here.
Not the colour green we're after. It's been touched through, or maybe you're right, might have been kicked off the ground by a Noosa Tiger. So they'll reset. And that adds to Maroochydores' first behind for the afternoon.
They come broadcast side out to the flank. Flying over the top, no mark taken. Horbury, very clean, gets through a tackle, throws it on his left foot. Freeman in front here. What's the bounce? Nice. He gets it. The siren will beat everyone. Quarter time here at Neil Upton Oval. First quarter going the best part of 32 minutes. It's the home team, Maroochydore, 4-1-25, leading Noosa 2-2-14. Goal kickers for the Roos are all singles. Jake Warren, Elliot Cavallaro, Mitch Scollard and Will Jones. For Noosa, Mitchell Conn and Jonathan Freeman, their captain, have a goal as well. A pretty good start to the game, Jack.
Yeah, good. We saw a bit of the best from both sides there, and but the tackle pressure's been good from both sides. I think they'll be happy with that. But again, just the Noosa just getting on. Maroochydore just getting on top in front, and just been a little bit of space for them, bit more space for them to work in. And as I said, the midfielders have been able to lower their eyes and hit the right targets, and they've made the most pretty accurate kicking considering there's a bit of wind around.
I think they've just updated the scoreboard as well. Sorry, that should be Maroochydore 4-2-26. Noosa 2-2-14. We're going to take a break for a couple of minutes, but please do join us for the second quarter action live here from Neil Upton Oval. I know their brother Riley is now at Hinterland. He's one of the captains there. I don't know where Will's gone. I thought I heard VFL at one point. I definitely like Jono Freeman. The old slang. I can't recall Noosa having so many people here for a game.
You need a strong team. At TPIL Lawyers, we rise above the pack. When it comes to your total and permanent disability and compensation claims, choose TPIL, the personal injury lawyers. Kicking goals for Queenslanders since 1983. TPIL Lawyers, proud partner of AFL Queensland.
Welcome back here to Neil Upton Oval. Thanks to our production partners in Double Take Sports, bringing you all the live TPIL Lawyers QAFL live stream action here on the AFL Queensland YouTube channel. Maroochydore leading 4-2, 26, Noosa 2-2, 14. I actually think we've got a delay. We've got a young one who's managed to get underneath the fence and on the field. He's being helped off now. As the siren goes to signal the start of the second quarter here. McDonald and Monk in the ruck. Chilcon from Noosa been one of the best on the ground. He's right there in this clearance. Horbury's trying to block Govin's run. On hands and knees, players from both sides. And taken in the tackle, will cause a stoppage. Tossed up, Monk does well. Gore streaming through, can't gather cleanly. Nice from Jacker to Govin. Inside forward 50, the Roos goes. And Cavalaro's going to win a free kick for a shove. Smart forward craft, he's pushed back slowly. So both initial leads from Scollard and Wilson were ignored. In fact, he's shaping up to have a shot on goal here. Elliot Cavallaro, got one in the first. Going to require a good kick, wind's blowing left to right, runs out to the right from 50. It holds its line, has it got the legs? I think it does. Great goal by Elliot Cavallaro, brilliant set shot. Kicked it well and true from 50. A perfect start for the home side to open the second quarter. Margins out to an even 3 goals. And Elliot Cavallaro, that was a lovely strike. At time the clearance, well, the kick inside forward 50 from Josh Govin, captain of the Roos. He's also had quite a good start to this game. So, back in the middle. Noosa pushing their wingers a bit more defensively here from the centre clearance. They have been very good at clearances today. Con, Horbury, Gore. And there is Gore, speak of him. On his non-preferred inside forward 50, he goes. Burns got front position, nearly juggles the mark, can't quite take it. McIver dancing around, kicks it up to the wing. Castine, well spoiled. Rory McKenzie gives a hand pass to Con. Inboard, it'll go back to McKenzie. End up being a 1-2 on his left foot. Stabs a really sort of ugly one. Somehow ends up with Horbury. Gave it back to Bowes. High kick up to half forward. Doesn't really favour anyone. Going back with the flight of the ball there was Jonty McIver. Couldn't take the mark, but gave it back to his deputy, vice captain in McKenzie up to the wing. And then a good mark, intercept mark taken by Billy Bowes on centre wing broadcast side. So he's the chance to go forward. Good kick to Pettigrove. Now, he's got Freeman pointing to the pocket, so he runs around. It's a bit of a mongrel. Byrne keeps it in front. McKenzie fell over. And Gavin kind of dived on it and got a Hunter Moore, got a free kick for high contact. Goes quickly to William O'Dwyer, who's appealing for a 50, not getting one. The former Aspie player to Wilson. No mark taken. Good spoil by Noosa. McDonald, Castine. Numbers in the middle if they can get it. Wilson to Hahn. Here they go out the back. Thomas Holt. Tricky one to read. Looks over both shoulders. There's Fleming. Saunders, it is across his shoulder. And a point to the Roos. It's good to have Jack Barry back in the commentary box. What have you seen in the first couple of minutes here, Jack?
Yeah, well, they've stepped up, haven't they, the Roos? You know, the chance to try and get on top of the game now. They've had a couple of nice forward entries, but the chance now for the Tigers to clear the ball out. Look at the ball. This is a free kick here to Hornbury. Gives himself some run on the left footer. Kicks out on. That's a lovely kick too. So the Tigers are out here. The numbers are starting to stream down. Pettigrove's calling for the ball in the middle of the ground. He decides to ignore that. He goes out to Bowes. Charlie, left footer. Off one step into the space. Too much on it. Bounces over the top. Getting to the fall of the ball first will be McIver if he can get there in time, but he doesn't. And the ball trickles over the line and goes out of bounds. So Tigers looking for the next one. If they can. 33 plays 14. TPIL Lawyers. QAFL action here today. You catch all your action on the AFL Queensland YouTube channel. Nice tap forward there by McDonald. It's a chance for the Tigers. Good tackle. Gets his kick away. Has he got enough on it? He hasn't. And it's punched through over the line there by Harry McIver.
Margin back to 18 points. Jacker wants it short. Not going to get it. So the Roos will go long. Will Jones, 2-on-1. Might get out the back here. It does. Billy Bowes can go inboard. Throws it on his right foot and works. Finds Horbury. What's his left foot like? It's good. Moves it 20 metres closer to half forward. Kane Cates got Rory McKenzie out wide. So not a bad spot for the left-footed to attack from. He's going to go to Freeman. Moore's going to drop in front, and it's going to be a free kick for a hold. And it's going to go to Pearson. He's got Hunter Moore working for him, so he just waits. That kick doesn't go 15, so play on. Moore in the pocket. Can send it long to Jacker and Bury and set them both a task. It sits wonderfully for Jacker. Gives a hand pass to Bury. Left foot up to half forward now to race. Noosa should win this. Or will it in fact be the boundary line? In fact, it will be the boundary line as the umpire calls for a ball in.
He had two Roos just sitting off him, so he's probably happy to see the ball go over the line for a reset. Get some more reinforcements down there for the Tigers.
It's just the danger for Noosa is how quickly Maroochydore can transition the ball from the back half of the ground to their forward half. It's tossed back into play. Monk worked McDonald away from it, but he got a hand, dropped it in front. Ball was wrapped up, going nowhere. So 6.5 gone second term. Maroochydore the only goal, courtesy of Cavallaro's 50-metre set shot. Holt the clearance in front. Jones, no mark taken, well defended by the Tigers. They have a chance to switch the ball here. They go out to Rory McKenzie. He's going to have to be strong under this. Good spoil by Zach Stone, who's back to his feet, winning the hard ball. Goes again to Stone, soccers it out in front. Can he flick it up to Scollard? He can't. Great pick-up by Charlie Bowes, and then wins a free kick for a high tackle. He's got two out wide. He goes to Horbury. Sets him a challenge. Hahn wins the ball, gathers, then just throws it on his right foot. It hugs the boundary line. Noosa have a 4-on-1 here. Quite easy for them to knock the ball out of play.
It was good work there by the Roos. Probably could have gone hands over the top there to Wilson and maybe had a better peek inside there, but Hahn decided to kick down the line, so it's another stoppage inside forward 50. Roos attacking. They've already kicked the goal the second term. Jones, clever ruck works, tackled high against Cavallaro, and it'll be a free kick going to Pettigrove. He's been busy today for the Tigers.
He seems to play that fourth midfielder, so he's in at a number of stoppages. He's not a bad ball user either. That little kick finds Will McKenzie, who can transition to the other side of the field, fat side. Byrne in front, kind of taken down without it. Kept in play. Jake Warren, he's got someone to come in just onto the wing. He goes to Willow Dwyer, to Jones up to half forward, takes the mark. And he's got Holt out wide and Stone inboard, goes to Stone. He's going to run into trouble, gets a hand pass away in the nick of time. Cavallaro kicked one from here not long ago, but his kick was right, always right. And in the end, just a minor score.
They're getting plenty of looks out now, aren't they, the Roos?
It's a little bit too easy, I fear, for Noosa Jack. Some of that transition, it's very quick and it's very accurate.
Especially from half back. They sort of fall down there and they just attack and launch from defensive 50. Bowes kicks the ball high. Pack set themselves. Gets a bit of a touch there is Gore, but can't take the mark. And the umpire will ball the ball up right in front of the Noosa coaching box. We can see the coaches there in Steve Walsh, Adam Holland, Paul Meehan, all trying to instruct their troops. Ball goes over the line. Gore looking to try and get more in the game, such a prize recruit. And him and Gavin, two substitute players going head to head. So this mouth-watering for the competition. The umpire throws it up. It's going to sit high. It's going to fall short. Jones again gets another tap. Warren stepping through. He's been tackled around the head.
He's in trouble here.
Jeez, I thought he had him by the ears. Anyway, umpire would have been blindsided there, so it'll be a free kick here to the Tigers. Looks like Pettigrove once again.
And Charlie Bowes calling for it and then elected to ignore him, but that's a good kick up to Horbury. He's just come back onto the ground. Now, can he use Bowes here? Open up the left footer into Freeman, one-on-one. Pearson front position. Freeman works his way around, can't complete the mark. Ground level, Bury goes in and gets it. Got no one out the back, so he has to fire out a hand pass to Delaney and then get it back to Govan, to Hahn, and they can run in numbers here to Stone. Inboard he steps. He's got Castine with a paddock to himself inside forward 50. How's it going to set? Who's going to get there first? Cavallaro lays a good bump. Castine steadies, goes along the ground, and it curls, and it curls, and it curls home in front of his home crowd. Brad Castine. I'm going to assume it's him because we don't have a number 58 on the team sheet, and he's listed as 56. Caps off a wonderful coast-to-coast goal by the Roos again, as we see them just move the ball so well from the back line, Jack.
That's been the story of the quarter, Riley. It's a really good pickup. They've launched, I think, I didn't see the first one, but they launched the last two goals have come from defensive work. They just ran in numbers, had a big Pagans paddock up forward, and they just kicked it forward. Ran in numbers, and then they were able to launch forward, and then he was able to kick a clever goal. We wouldn't have seen that goal 20 years ago, and the only one kicking those goals was Peter Dacos. Now we're all kicking them, so it's great to see.
Probably the two real call-outs from that is number one is Pearson's effort on Freeman was highly important and influential because it denied Freeman the mark, and then Cavallaro's bump or Shepherd in the forward half gave Castine time. As the centre clearance, the best takeaway we've seen from either side all day. Warren to Holt, looking for Wilson, bit of a mongrel, pulled it back. Wilson sped across in front. Reese free, should have time to gather, and he does on his right foot. A good kick out to Will McKenzie, who juggles the mark in the back pocket for the Tigers. He's got Horbury short if he wants to use him, but he doesn't because he's found a better option in Cooper Odkin. And he's got Monk over the top, the ruckman, centre wing far side. One-on-ones to Byrne, who did well to read the ball. Freeman's going back towards goal. That's the direction the kick goes. In fact, it might beat them all. How's it going to bounce? Freeman hands and knees, ball through for a rush behind in the end. That was really nice ball movement from Noosa that time, Jack.
That's what they're after. They want to stay in this competition, stay in this contest, sorry.
They preferred the short kick today, but I think maybe going longer for them is the way to go because Maroochydore were no chance of defending that place. From the kick in, Scollard worked a long way up the ground to compete. Taps it towards the boundary line, which I think they'd be happy to see.
Charlie Bowes is lifted for the Tigers.
See Mitchell Conn here is ready to come back on. He's been highly influential as Gould comes to the bench for a rest.
Stone coming off. He's also been very good this last probably 5 or 6 minutes. He's done some really hard contested work for Maroochydore. He's coming off for a spell.
Underappreciated, I think, his work as an inside midfielder at times. So Govan on Con, McDonald and Monk in the ruck. Pettigrove, busy second term. Tapping the ball to himself. Dragged it back in, it's out. Boundary line, the winner. He's had a good second term, has Maverick Pettigrove.
Important to win this clearance here for the Tigers.
Well, they definitely need the next goal in this game. It goes without saying, really. 25 points down. Given up the last 4 goals in this contest. Con, stripped by Govan. Pettigrove, probably taken high. So he's got the free kick just backwards of centre. He's got numbers lining up in the middle of the ground.
It's a really important kick, this one. This is where they need to just hit up, and that's what they're going to do. They just can't blaze away because they'll just launch their attack from defensive play with the Roos.
And Horbury probably had Megan there. Decided not to use him. So he goes along to Freeman, who jumps, but it's Byrne in front. Angus Byrne, a lovely mark. Too far out to score, you suspect. There's plenty of movement in the Noosa line. Moore is free as the spare for Maroochydore. Bit of a mongrel inside. Good take. Hand pass to McKenzie. He's going to go along to Scollard and Castine. Good punch by Bowes. Billy Bowes, Scollard. And McDonald, actually. stripped without it, or stripped with the ball. And in the end, Billy Bowes causing a stoppage.
Yep. Good tackle pressure by Billy Bowes. He's had a bit of the ball this term. Tap forward. Good work there by Arkin. Spills free. Nice handball. Here they go. Off the half-back flank. Shoots the ball in the middle of the ground. Finds his teammate. They feed the ball back. They're running numbers. There's another one. Never handball over the top. And he finds Jacker. Jacker on the left foot. Kicks inside. Finds Wilson. Can't he? 1 bite, 2 bites. Can't grab it. Here's a chance. He feeds the ball back. Good tackle pressure. Staying alive's Cavaliero. Handball over the top to Wilson. Around the corner. He's kicked it. I don't know if it was Wilson, was it? I don't think it was. It's a good goal. It wasn't Wilson, but it was a good goal across his body.
It might have been Saunders.
I think it was.
Sorry, Dan Fleming. It is Dan Fleming. Who was actually involved in the passage earlier up in the middle of the ground.
What a great goal by Fleming. So apologies there. Coming off a great game last week. He hits the scoreboard. And more importantly for the Roos, 7-4-46 at the 15.5-minute mark, leading the Noosa Tigers 2-4-16. A 5-goal lead, Riley.
The last 5 goals of the game as well. Again, the transition from the back half of the ground by the Roos. Very, very hard to stop. Good running by Fleming and Saunders. And Wilson didn't get the goal on the board to his name, but he worked very well to keep the ball alive and provide that option. Probably got a bit too much separation from his opponent as well as that ball was coming in, but it is hard to defend when you can move the football so quickly. McDonald got a boot on it, somehow got it forward. Good pick up by Castine, wrapped up straight away in a strong tackle. Just looking at the flag, the Australian flag they've got up. The wind is still blowing heavily across the ground. Horbury the clearance to Con. Here's a chance for the Tigers. He's got Byrne, and then Pearson was watching the ball while Freeman had headed back for goal. Pearson's kick went about 3 metres, so it was play on, and a chance for the Tigers till they give away a free kick for a push in the back. That might have been off the ball, was it, Jack?
Yeah, it was just a free kick there going towards Harry McIver.
I believe it's his first senior game for the club as well, playing with his brother Jonty. So his kick's a good one. Gavin, an option in the middle of the ground, ignored. Long down the line, Cavallaro. And the free kick for a push out Maroochidore's way. I think it was Jonty McIver. No, it is Cavallaro. I'll tell you what, it's 2-on-2 if they go down long. Scollard is the target they're aiming for. Good pick up by the Tigers. One hand pass and nowhere really to go. Horbury always gets to dangerous spots. His hand pass was good, but his teammate fumbled. But then Nidri had time to compose and turn around. Megan gets his arms up out of the way, and they can just take a moment to catch their breath here, Jack.
The Tigers on centre wing. Scoreboard side. They go towards centre forward. He's got to play all by himself. It's a lovely kick there. Finds area Bambrack. He kicks forward. Can he find Freeman over the top? Hits the boundary, hits the point post, so it'll be a throw in deep inside the Tigers forward 50. Would have liked to have made a bit more of that. He could have got some separation and some space. It was Blaze down there looking for the big grab.
I know he's a very good footballer, Jonathan Freeman, but do you think they're a bit too one-dimensional in attack?
Yeah, I think if he had been, I mean, Pearson will like him wrestling. I think if he can get on the move and try and use a bit more of his athleticism. He's obviously given away a few metres in height, but he's a close checking defender, experienced. Freeman, nice little tap forward. Just trying to tap the ball along, keeping it alive. Was tackled without the ball was Con. Good tackle by the defence there by Bury. And they'll ball the ball up as the wind.
They seem to have a bit of a Pagan's paddock when they move the ball quickly inside forward 52 feet. But do you think he probably needs a small around his feet?
Just having a look here, it's everyone's in sort of the this half of the ground as a kick now.
That's a good kick by Horbury. It's on line.
That's what they needed. They need to find something. So the goal square was free. So Nathan Horbury's played a good game today. Launched it from about 45 metres out from goal. And he puts the Tigers third on for the afternoon. So it's Maroochydore 7-4-46. Leading the Tigers 3-4-22.
He more than earned that goal with his performance so far. It was a really good kick too, just allowed it to come back in a bit in the wind with his left foot. And that's probably where they look best today, Noosa, in and around clearances. They're pretty good at getting the first 2 or 3 touches or disposals from there quite cleanly and with a bit of time.
Yeah, you're right. There's been a few of their boys have been putting their hand up. It's probably not scoring as freely as they can, but everyone's pushing up the ground. So as soon as Maroochydore win the ball, they've just got a massive big paddock past the centre of the ground. So that's and they're congested where they're trying to score.
About to go into time on in this second term. The Roos by 24 points. That Horbury goal breaking a run of 5 consecutive goals for the home side. They win the clearance here, Noosa. Megan. Good vision, good composure. Con, he's got Pettigrove at half forward, doesn't see him. So he's going to go to Freeman. And the kick is a little short and a bit towards the boundary line. And that's just what I mean when they're just a little bit too one-dimensional. I think they're always looking for Freeman. You can look for him a fair portion of the time, a majority of the time, but I feel at the moment, Jack, it's like all the time.
Yeah, but if they could just sort of a few more hit-up leads, it's hard to score in that pocket. So a few more little hit-up leads, but again, they're compressing the ground, the Roos. Umpire throws the ball in. Jones working hard. His ruck craft's quite good. He's getting his hands to the footy and just can't get on top of the clearance at the moment. Ball back in the throw up again. Jones again over the top. Trying to win the footy. Again, the pressure by the Tigers is good. Umpire will throw the ball back up. We see Hunter Moore getting up off the ground. Nice tap there by the Tigers this time. Kick away by Con. Here's a nice kick. Can he get his hand to it? He's kicked it off the ground. I think he's got it. Freeman might have the goal he's after, and he's got it this time. So a good clearance there by the Tigers. And as you said earlier, Riley, they're probably getting on top around the clearance. That's where they're probably doing some of their best work today. And that quick kick forward, and then he was able to make the most of it, was the skipper, Jonathan Freeman, and kicking his second for the afternoon.
Yeah, and really well done there by Con that time. That kick actually looked like it was going to go through. I worried for a moment that Freeman had actually touched it over the line. But in the end, he finished well. And yeah, you get a goal, they win the centre clearance, stoppage, another goal. All of a sudden, it's back to 18 points. I'll tell you what, if Noosa get the next goal, all of a sudden it's 2 goals and it's very tight.
Well, that's what Coach Leuenberger will want to see. You just want to see his team keep fighting it out. It's only 2 goals in red time, so Tigers back in the middle. Jones, lovely. Gives them first use of the ball if they want. Hahn can't get his hands on the ball. A handball forward, but pressure there by Govern, sorry. And the umpire will ball the ball up.
18 points, 22 minutes gone second term. Jones wins the clearance. Holt will be there first. Tried to go the one hand. Jacker picked it up and then was tackled. So ball up top at Maroochidore's 50. Been a busy quarter, 3 goals to 2. Govern the clearance. Great tap down from Jones. Cavallaro fighting through it. Govern, he's there. He's wrapped up straight away. There's 2 blokes jump on top of him. And inside forward 50 stoppage for the Roos.
A bit of space to lead into if they need out of a quick kick, have the forwards at Maroochydore.
Jones went the 2-handed fist forward. Noosa with the rebound. And there are a chance here again as well. Now the Tigers, if they're clean. Ogden fighting hard. Tap down, Gore diving on it, can't claim possession. Fleming, wrapped up. It's a bit of a stalemate this last minute. Roos have kicked the last 2 in pretty quick succession. Jones the head out forward. And
he's hard and tough Govern, isn't he? He's just throwing himself in there, leading from the front. He's just had a couple of strong efforts then.
It's a free kick for High. Jones takes the advantage straight away. Goes long to Wilson. Gave up front position. Scollard can't gather cleanly. Castine's there. He should get there first. Can't gather cleanly. Eventually does. Scollard went without it. The Tigers should clear for the day. Will McKenzie runs back inboard. Sends a risky kick high into the middle of the ground. Intercept mark taken. Harry McIver. Out to William O'Dwyer, chance to steady on his left foot. He sets sail for home. And he gets his first of the day. And not a goal Noosa would have wanted to have given up so easily. Unfortunately, it probably comes back to William Mackenzie's kick into the middle of the ground, a turnover.
There was a 2v1 there, you're right there. Had young Kane Cates there. Probably had to really work hard just to make a contest of it. He was sort of caught behind, but if he could have worked harder to get to that, just to make some sort of contest, he couldn't get there in the end. And it gave a chance for Maroochydore to take it out wide to where he was, and then he just nails the goal.
And he used the Roos using the fat side of the ground so well.
Yeah.
It's almost instinctive behaviour. As soon as they win a turnover, they push into the fat side, into the space. I love the count on how many left footers there are out there for both sides today. There are a lot.
Yeah. They're good ball users, usually left footers.
Yes. Also a little bit more selfish in that sense.
Yeah, but nice.
Maybe a bit more confident.
They look good, they back themselves in, same as cricket.
Yep. So Jones, he's had actually a good couple of minutes.
I like Jones, he's been really good. Nice tap ruckman. Look at that, again, silver service, but gets nailed in the tackle. Govern's been really strong this last 10 minutes, geez, as he's always, but geez, he's really flexed.
So Jones just belts it forward 5 metres. Horbury to Con. Rare fumble for him, but time to go back to Charlie Bowes and send, well, that ball's probably claiming frequent flyer points on its jersey. It went nearly as high as it did long. Half forward now. Rory McKenzie goes without it. Has to go back and apply a bit of pressure. Harry McIver giving away a free kick for high contact. So Angus Byrne, 70-75 from home. Wheels around on his left, looking for Freeman. This kick favours him, except Hunter Moore dropped back nicely into the hole, effective to spoil that over the boundary line. So forward stoppage coming up for Noosa.
Yeah, he made a contest of his 2v1. He got there, he got to the contest, brought the ball to ground. So we saw a goal before, as we see Gall come back onto the ground.
Oh, well, you've got to watch out for Con and Horbury here. These are the ones that can get dangerous for Noosa. They kind of hand each other off. But Hahn the clearance. Noosa should gather. Monk dropped the mark. Free. Plenty of time. Long hand pass. Asks a lot of his teammate. Went back and won it. Billy Bowes. Stripped of it. On hands and knees. Noosa still have numbers. Will McKenzie works through nicely. Gives a hand pass to his brother. Left foot kick. Up to half forward. Con's going to come through. Can he gather cleanly? He can, but he can't affect an effective hand pass. They're fighting both sides pretty hard at it. Horbury kick smothered by Jones. Con turned his body nicely, but no one can take a clean possession. And in the end, a lot of fighting and a lot of scrapping just to result in a stoppage at half forward for Noosa.
27.5 minute mark, second term. A throw up. Jones once again. Lovely tap over the top. They'll feed across here. The Roos, a kick off the ground. Good below his feet. Touch, umpire play advantage. McKenzie in the middle of the ground, just lowers his eyes, puts it out in front, but just too much on it. And just cut off in defence there by Delaney.
He's got Jacker going a long way, but instead he uses more. Hand pass out to Bury. On his preferred foot. Look for Wilson. He got up over the top. His opponent did. No free kick paid. Cavallaro will get there first out the back. Slides, traps, gathers the football. It's actually well tackled in the end. I don't think he got a hand pass off, but the ball made the way out to Maroochydore anyway. And then Wilson in front in the pocket.
Yeah, nice kick to advantage for Wilson there. He just been able to use his body. We'll have a chance to kick around the ground. I'd have someone on the point post there as we see the experienced Scholar just moving down the round. He knows how to sniff out a goal.
Good game awareness by the Roos to not blaze away when going inside forward 50 as well.
Yeah, their forward entries have been impressive today.
So Wilson hasn't really had much of a say today against his old side. Runs around, snaps a bit too far. Ball off the ground. And in the end, it was just rushed over the line for a behind. Margin out to 25, 29 minutes played. 4 goals to 2 this quarter. The kick into Con is good. He plays on, looking for Byrne. Takes it at its highest point. Dropped the mark, in fact. Fought through a couple. And then a bit of a blind kick. Freeman, Pearson. Freeman wins the day. Horbury bursting forward. Has the kick got enough legs to get out the back? It does. Mark not taken. How's the umpire going to see this? A ball up. Kane Cates.
It was a nice kick by Horbury. And probably just had to try and do a bit of work off the ball. Here's a chance now. Ball spills forward. Can the Tigers snare one? Good pressure. Might be Bury being tackled. Umpire will ball the ball up.
You've got to watch out for Horbury. You've got to watch out for Con and Gall around this stoppage. Arkard, Freeman. Who's clear for the moment. It's still inside defence of 50. Charlie Bowes from behind. Turn around and snap on goal by Airy Bambic. It's to the goal square. Freeman can't take the mark. A good spoil by Pearson. Goes out over the boundary line.
Very good crowd here today, Riley.
Yep. You can see a few spectators on the far side of the ground. They've put their marquees. They're sitting in the back of their utes. McDonald and Arkard. Harry McIver there for the Roos.
The grandstand is jam-packed, full of supporters and sponsors, former players. Tap forward.
Oh, Govan, well done. Just trapped the ball, fed a hand pass out eventually to Stone. Fought through the tackle. Forward pressure's good here from the Tigers. Stone still going.
Yeah, he's hard and tough, isn't he?
He went lower and harder that time. But it might be the Tigers that come away with it. Now, who's going to fly and mark this one? McDonald dropped it. A lot of numbers around the footy here. It's going nowhere. It's in the shadows of half-time. Maroochydore leading by 25 points. Can Noosa claim one before the long break? Not on this play. Another stoppage. So Maroochydore got an extra number around the contest because Noosa have dropped Monk back. Now it's a free kick for a hold in the ruck. It's a crucial moment here for Noosa. Really well done by Ben Arkard there, Jack.
Yeah.
Just hear from the box there. Not very happy the Maroochydore coaches. Aubrey's coming for another rest. He's had a great first half. Ben Arkard hasn't troubled the scorers today. 45-degree angle. And I think he's put it left. It's a cry of anguish after his shot. So a let-off for the Roos. Margin 4 goals now. The kick in. Lovely long kick. Will Jones, Max McDonald, siren goes. And wow, what could have been for Noosa on that last set shot there, Jack.
Oh, that last one. If they just nailed that goal, they would have got 3, but it's a 4-goal to 2-quarter again to the Roos. So they go in with a good lead, 8-8-53, leading Noosa 4-4-28. But certainly what stood out that quarter was their attack off the halfback. Noosa stemmed the flow to their credit. They've probably got on top a little bit around some of the stoppages there for a small period of time. But then again, we saw Govan and also Stone really start to up their work rate and toughness in and around the footy to try and stem that flow.
It's a bit of contrast in styles. The Roos really looking to very dangerous when they attack on transition and use the fat side of the ground. And Noosa, especially with Mitchell Conn and Nathan Horbury, a bit more of a clearance side. So goal kickers very quickly for the Roos. 2 goals to Elliot Cavallaro, singles to Jake Warren, William O'Dwyer, Mitchell Scollard, Daniel Fleming, William Jones and Brad Castine. For Noosa, 2 goals to their captain Jonathan Freeman and singles to Nathan Horbury and Mitchell Conn. We're going to take a break, but please do join us for the second half action here live from Neil Upton Oval in a few minutes.
give something else a plug? Was there something else in there you had to give a plug today?
Welcome back to Neil Upton Oval here at Maroochydore. Glorious day for footy. Clouds have kind of banked away. Local derby between Maroochydore and Noosa. The Roos on their home ground. They're 6 in the QAFL. Their record there, 6-1-1. But would they have over Noosa? A draw coming a couple of years ago. And they look the goods at the moment to make that 7-1-1. They lead by 24 points. I feel like, Jack, it probably could be a little bit more. Noosa fall back well halfway through that middle term, courtesy of Nathan Horbury and Mitchell Conley. Got it back to 3 goals at one stage before the Roos got a steadier just before half-time.
Yeah, considering the blustery conditions, the kicking hasn't been too bad, but if Noosa had got that late goal, I think that just would have given them just a little bit more momentum going into it. They would have salvaged a bit out of that quarter. But as I said, it ended up being a 4-goal to 2-quarter game, which resembled the first quarter. So the Tigers with it all to do in this term. If they can get back into the game, they're sitting undefeated on top of the ladder, I think they were. So the Roos coming off a loss last week. As we said at the start of the coverage, 2 big rivals, 12 grand finals in the 70s, 80s and early 90s, which was split 6 apiece. So a lot of people have turned up to watch the big game today. So I think there'll be players looking to dig deep and see if the Tigers can start to dominate this next term.
It's always special being able to play an Anzac round, Anzac Day round. Anzac Day being yesterday and the round continuing today. I know we had a number of games across southeast Queensland, Thursday, Friday last night, and then Saturday today. So players just about set to go. Pearce and Freeman making their way down to the goal square. It's been an interesting battle so far. Freeman's got 2. I feel like Pearson's probably had the better of the matchup at the moment. He's won a lot of one-on-ones. Right back in the middle, commencement of the second half. TPIL Lawyers QAFL round 4 action between Maroochydore Roos and the Noosa Tigers. McDonald the hit out. Govan, Hahn tapped it back to Govan on his left foot. It trickled forward. Castiner kicked a classy goal in the second term. He's fighting for it. He's going nowhere though. Wrapped up.
The Roos are probably on top in the ruck with McDonald and also Jones. But Monk making a fist of it where he can. Ball smothered, kicked high. Won't be play on will be the call. McKenzie gets the fist to it, but as front and centre is Govan as he kicks the ball high. Looking for a marking option. Big fist over the top from the Noosa defenders. They'll try and grab the ball. Under pressure, the forward pressure comes. Here's a chance for Scollard if he can pick the ball up. Spilling free in the forward line. A handball over the top. Going to be taken away here by Megan if he can. The experienced Megan just dribbles it along the line out of the bounce. Calls for a reprieve.
That wind is still blowing very strongly towards both interchange benches across the ground. The ruckmen have gone back a long way. This ball might fall a little short. McDonald front position, tried to get it to Stone. Horbury sharked it well, couldn't get it away though. Stone's kick was right into the backside of Monk. And he had time to swing around on his right inside forward 50. Holt in front, can't complete the mark. Good forward pressure there by Fleming. Billy Bowes to Horbury, to Con, middle of the field. Harry McIver's come off his opponent, which is Byrne. It's opening things up for Noosa. Byrne looking to spear one in at Freeman, hits him on the chest, diving mark, well taken.
That's great play there by Noosa Tigers. That's been probably their play of the day. They've won it out of stoppage there, used the ball really well. Bowes set it up from defence. Again, the general there in Mitchell Con, good ball use and a good chance on the lead, hard to stop. And it'll be Jonathan Freeman lined up for goal number 3. This is a big opportunity for the Tigers.
Yeah, they missed one moments before half-time. This would be a captain's goal for sure. Freeman, stuttering approach, kick from outside 50. It's coming back nicely in the wind. It's a little short though. In the end, tapped over the line. Toronto Freeman now has 2 goals, 3. Hunter Moore with the kicking duties. I think the Maroochydore runner might have nearly run into one of their own water carriers. So Moore's going to go straight down the middle, looking for Holt, makes a good contest and in the end takes a good mark. Now they out the back here. Castine, Wilson's going back towards goals, the deepest forward. Hand pass into the middle. Saunders, Hahn wrapped up straight away. Good tackle, Buntain.
And that's what the Tigers are going to need to do. The ability in the second term just to run off the half-back line. They need to have that forward midfield pressure so they can turn the footy over. They've done so well then.
Well, they squeezed the corridor right really well there, the Tigers did defensively. Contacted in the path of Charlie Bowe, sends a torpedo up to half forward. Freeman's going to want to get it, can't. Ground level, Pettigrove turning his man inside out, wrapped up, got the hand pass away. Snap on goal by Cates. Travelled out of bounds on the full.
Got some purchase on it, but unfortunately the wind took care of it and over the line out of bounds on the full, as you said, Riley.
It's a merciless wind today if you hit it poorly. Jacka made a nice lead, ignored. Fleming underneath it. Good mark in front. Now, it's one-on-ones everywhere, and we know they like to transition. There is an option out wide, but instead he's going to go to his captain in short here. McDonald's probably the option down the line here. He's going to have to fly from behind. Cavallaro gets up, can't complete the mark. Castine, hand pass. Will McKenzie cut it off. Billy Bowe's got a hand pass there. Holt did as well. Stone couldn't get it. Cavallaro wrapped up Buntain. So 4.5 minutes gone in the third quarter here. No goals yet. 123 points. McDonald hit out. Megan wrapped up by Govan. What are you seeing here, Jack?
Well, the ruck's certainly on top. Watch McDonald here, but just got pushed under the ball that time. Tigers, well, would trickle over the line and out of bounds, so...
Is that out of bounds on the full?
No. The umpire was right there. Umpires, proudly sponsored by Bradman Windows and Doors, do a great job of supporting the umpires here in South East Queensland. A throw in, McDonald in front spot. Nice tap forward, Stone! Races out of there. Now it's a kick forward by the Roos, but in the front spot there and cut off beautifully for the Tigers was Ethan Slaney. He chips across. Tigers looking to spread the ball. Nice mark there by Horbury. He kicks the ball out wide. Bowes is out there. A thumping kick. Drives the ball on the centre wing. Pack set themselves. They're going to spill over the top. There's going to be a foot race. Here's a chance now for the Tigers as they kick into space. Racing forward. He's got two to beat. Has Freeman. But getting under the first there is Delaney, and he'll just settle, and they'll attack from a half-back for Riley.
So Moore takes a moment to himself and then gives it to Bury. Hahn on a long lead. He's probably run the best part of about 60 metres to get that ball. Takes the mark. He's had a very impressive performance today, has Bailey Hahn. He's got more there short if he wants to go, but he doesn't. Instead, he kicks to a contest where the Tigers probably have the numbers. And in the end, they went out. Charlie Bowes, inside forward 50. Pearson and Freeman in a one-on-one. Pearson does pretty well, gets out the back. Bird, can he gather cleanly? Went one-handed, couldn't. Harry McIver saw the ball out over the boundary line in the end. Not a bad result for Noosa. They'll have a ball in about 20 metres out from their goal. No goals so far, 7 minutes or near 7 minutes played in this third term.
Well, they're getting enough looks inside their forward 50, aren't they? They just have that really crafty little small down there who could just sniff out a goal. You know, that little player down there, if they could find one of them, it'd come in really handy this quarter.
So Jones had front position but didn't win the hit out. The Roos kept their feet. Warren went off the ground. Nidri flicked the hand pass over the top, looking for Slaney. Gives it to Will McKenzie. He's got Arkett on short. And also, I think that's Airy Bambic. He was hit maybe half a second late. Oh, no, it's Pettigrove. Sorry, I didn't think it was worthy of a 50, Jack.
No, I think it was a nice little kick there by McKenzie. Again, just lowered his eyes. Didn't blaze away. Where they had numbers back there, he lowered his eyes and he gives Pettigrove an opportunity to kick.
I tell you what, it might be a problem for Matthew Gall. He's come to the bench. I think his right hand looks very, very sore. That's Pettigrove's shot on goal. I tell you what, you could hear it from here. It was a nice sound. It was a bit high and just faded right in the wind. That'd be really concerning for Noosa if Gall can't get back on the ground. I think they've already lost Mark Steiner to an injury to his hand. It's very quickly from the kick in. Oh, that's not a great kick. This should be a turnover. Good intercept mark taken by Tom McNally.
The Tigers have lifted.
The pressure around the ground's been good, and Maroochydore making some uncharacteristic errors by foot as Delaney takes a good intercept mark. In fact, it's going to be a shot on goal here to the Tigers for a block out. It's going the way of Freeman.
Well, this will be their third shot on goal.
And Freeman's second of the quarter. He's kicked 2 goals, 3. This would be to reduce the margin to 16 points as Jonathan Freeman comes in and he's kicked it. He liked it straight away. So the all-important first goal of the third term going the way of the Noosa Tigers, and Jack, it's back to 16 points.
Well, full credit to the Tigers. Have responded from Coach Matt Leuenberger at half-time. They've come out, and Bose has been getting on top. Charlie Bose has had a couple of lovely kicks inside forward 50. We saw Will McKenzie. Again, Con's been busy, so again we're starting to see a few of the boys start to lift. Pettigrove, he's been busy, so it's been pretty impressive. Again, that squeeze and tackle pressure when they've run that ball off. As we can see, star Matt Gall in the hands of the trainers there. They're just having a close look at him.
It's not
go
very
into the
good.
rooms to have a further look, which will be a bit of a setback for. Yeah, look, his hand is blowing right up.
I'm probably, that's not good. Probably a bit critical at times of Noosa being very one-dimensional when they go into attack, just looking for Jonathan Freeman. But he's starting to get some good separation and probably a bit better delivery this quarter as well. Uh-oh, there's a problem right in front of the community building. We've had a young one scamper on. That's about the third one we've had today. Fortunately, he's nowhere near the action. He's now safely off the field, is back in the middle. Jones lucky to not give away a free kick there for going off the ground. Good tackle by Warren. In fact, not a good tackle. He's given away a free kick to Horbury.
Oh, looking a bit of bother too, so...
He's
that was
is he going to be right to take his kick? I hope he is.
Umpire said it was a dump tackle, so...
You've got to be careful in the middle of the ground. That's generally the hardest spot on the ground. He's got a couple of options short. He goes to half forward. Rory McKenzie out the back. Does well to bring it to ground on hands and knees. Picked up by Megan, just threw it on the boot. It's out towards the boundary line. Delaney will get there first. Got to be clean. In fact, he's knocked off it by Arkid. Byrne to pick it up, keep it in play. And boundary umpire caught it out of bounds. So 11 minutes gone third term. Maroochydore lead by 16 points, but this game is quite tense at the moment.
As we said, Tigers have lifted.
They've kicked 3 of the last 4 goals in this game, Noosa have. A chance to add to that tally here. Jones and Arkid wrestling. Arkid dropped it. Play on. Jones's kick smothered. Stone fighting his way through the clearance. Hand pass out in the path of McKenzie didn't work. And boundary umpire in the perfect position about a metre away to see that one had travelled out over the line. One-on-ones everywhere. A great throw-in from the boundary umpire. No real decisive tap. Warren burrowed his head, trying to go forward.
Got Bose, Charlie Bose on the outside. If they get a kick across the ground, he's a dangerous player who can kick long distances. He's on the fat side if they win this stoppage. Spread.
Jones and Monk. I think they might have got Gavin in the head. Dwyer stood up in their 2-man tackle. Con and Pettigrove. And 2 of the best today for the visitors. Jones the hit out. Gavin will give away a free kick for high or a hold to Pettigrove. Oh, and he says something there. Don't think that might have been an overly friendly message. Pettigrove just forward of centre. He's looking for Freeman. A lovely kick and a lovely mark.
With a lovely kick, well done. It's well called, Riley. I thought he might have been going to the wrong side of the ground, but again, had a bit of space to lead into, which they didn't in the first and second term. They had a bit of space to lead into there, and a nice mark by Freeman. Can he kick his fourth? Tougher kick, this one.
So near 45-degree angle. Freeman from 45.
Yeah.
Ball drop wasn't good. Kick wasn't good. And in the end, he's put it out of bounds on the full.
Had to line up that left-hand goalpost and try and let the wind do the rest.
I feel at times the wind almost isn't influential if you kick it well.
Yep.
It's interesting. Interesting goal kicking is. As Maroochydore bring the ball back into play. No mark taken. Cavallaro crumbed it well. And the hand pass went to Saunders, but a nice little bump by Megan just beforehand. Yeah. Read the play quite well. And saw the ball, helped the ball go out of play. So 14 minutes gone, third term. Just the one goal this quarter, courtesy of the Tigers. Monk worked Jones under it well. Pettigrove couldn't run onto it. It was tapped out. Charlie Bowes, the winger. Kick forward. Pettigrove kind of went the ball on Warren. Turnover, middle of the ground. Will McKenzie, both players went hard. McKenzie, chance for the Roos if they're clean. Hahn, he's got Wilson out in a paddock. Now how's Wilson going to work this? He's going to fumble it. So Scollard's come to support. Hand pass over the top to Jacker. The winger takes his opponent on, runs around on his left foot, snaps an important goal. Liam Jacker. Classy little finish there on the left foot. Couple of really important one-on-one wins for Maroochydore in the middle of the ground. Bailey Hahn, good composure. And Scollard, the selfless option as opposed to running all the way back to goal. Kind of hesitated for a moment, Jack, and then worked back to help Wilson out when that ball wasn't able to be gathered cleanly, and Jacker a good finish.
Yeah, again, another transition from the defensive line up the half-back flank there. They just ran the ball up, got inside forward 50. Again, just they keep running and running in numbers. They're hard to stop. They're there to support. Even when Wilson couldn't pick the ball up properly, they had numbers there to help him out. And then Jacko, hard running from the wing, kicks his goal, which is...
This is a goal that felt against the run of play.
Yep.
But against sides that transition the ball so well and so quickly, that's what you've always got to be mindful of.
So 22-point margin back in the middle. McDonald and Monk. McDonald again, nice captain. Nice tap out.
Hahn's in trouble.
Hahn's wrapped up in the middle of the ground. So they'll go again. Gets the front spot, well done. He got a free kick for holding, so I think it'll be a free kick, and they'll break away quickly. A kick towards the advantage in front spot. 1 bite, 2 bites, punched over the top. Is he tripped? Play on's a call, feedback. Here's a chance now for Moore. He kicks out towards the grandstand side, but it's a nice mark by Bowes. Bowes, he's got Pettigrove in the middle if he wants him. He's going to drive it long in the goal square. One out at the back of the pack. Has it gone through? It's been touched. Here's a thumping kick. Through for one behind. 5-8, 38 Noosa. Maroochydore, 9-5, 59. We played 16, approaching 16.5-minute mark. Third term, Riley.
Jackson Bury with the kick-in duties. Comes long broadcast side looking for Cavallaro. Fine position, drop the mark. Hand pass to McDonald. Asked a lot of the ruckman. Castine is going to be pinged holding the ball here. Had an arm free. Oh.
Temper's starting to flare here.
There's definitely always a bit of feeling in this game, Jack.
Bowes and Cavallaro.
So Buntain up the half forward. McKenzie wins a free kick for a push. Oh, and it could be on here, right in front of the spectators as well.
I want to turn the footy over.
Not a place on the ground Maroochydore want to be turning the ball over, that is for sure. Cavallaro's undersized. He's going up to burn. McKenzie's going to kick to a pack. Noosa the numbers. McDonald, quick hand to foot. Now, how's the umpire going to see this? Deliberate. So Noosa's ball.
So it's just gone up a bit of the intensity, hasn't it, Riley?
Oh, yeah. It's what you expect between these two teams. Now, I think the ball's trapped under one of the grandstands here. So I think they're sending the kids underneath to get it. There's a ball down at the far goal that they could use. The goal umpire's got it. So a momentary lapse in play here. So it's 21 points. It's 24 at half time. I think the ball's been retrieved. Good work, young fella. Tosses it to Will McKenzie. Takes a couple of moments to dry it out. It's pretty wet around this complex. We've got part of the car park flooded here at Neil Upton Oval. Turnover, I think, from Will McKenzie. Castine. Harry McIver. Kicking in the middle of the ground. Noosa front position. Little nudge at the last moment. Noosa should still be able to at least gather the ball. Wrapped up straight away. Going nowhere. Ball up about 65 metres out from Maroochidore's goal. Jones and Monk in the ruck. Jones read it well, tapped it straight to Rory McKenzie, dancing through traffic. Hand pass to Charlie Bowes, can't gather cleanly. Holt threw it on his left foot, inside forward 50, Scollard. Wrapped up as soon as he picked the ball, as soon as he gathered the ball. So it's ball up inside the Roos forward 50. A lot of stoppages this quarter, Jack.
Yeah. Tap over the top. Nice handball away. Bowes is there. He's been busy. Handball to his brother. He gives it away, and they'll clear it away, Tigers. They go into the outer wing here. Out towards the grandstand win. It's a 2v1. Pearson doesn't panic. Just handballs the ball across there to McKenzie, the vice-captain. He squares the ball up and gives it to McIver. It goes through the middle of the ground, but, bursting his way through there is the Tiger. He's been grabbed high. That's Con. He doesn't know any other way. He's said head down straight over the top of the footy. Umpire says, I'll have a thank you. Throw up. That's better. Nice leap over the top by Monk. He can't wrestle well against the big fella. He's got to try and use his leap. Handball over the top. McGovern handballs the ball out. Now they feed the ball back. Under pressure, Moore drops it. Bowes handballs over the top. Here's a chance for the Tigers to go forward. A quick kick. It's a scrappy one. But Miles dirty ball. Here's a chance now. Running onto the football. Is Cates as he runs into an open goal. Oh! He's put it through. Here come the Tigers, 6-8-44, trailing Maroochydore 9-5-59. Riley Guess, your thoughts?
Well, that's just what I wanted to see, a bit more from Noosa's forward line. A small at the feet of Freeman and Arkett and Byrne, and well read by Cates. That's just what you want, someone alive, the ball, bit of a hack kick. And yeah, read it well and got the fortuitous bounce and made the most of it. So Noosa bring the margin back to 15 points, winning the quarter. First one they've won all day, or are winning all day. They are right up in there next to the in this contest. The one concern I do have for them is they're down to 2 on the bench. I haven't seen Gore return from the Runes thus far. Connor and Horbury have had a lot of breaks on the bench, a lot of rest, so it'll be interesting to see how they run out this last part of the game. Jones goes and wins his own clearance and sends it up to half forward. Cavallaro in front, gets out the back. Billy Bowes fumbling, does well to gather, recompose. And now they can clear McNally in the middle of the ground. Sets a task for Airy Bambic. Knocked away, the hat kick off the ground, one-on-one, Jacka versus McKenzie. Younger McKenzie, Rory overruns it. Jack lays a tackle well. In and away, umpire put his whistle to his mouth and then took it away. And in fact, it's the outer zone umpire that's paid a free kick to Jake Warren. That's a crucial one-on-one win. Tell you what, there are a few tired bodies down there. I think Horbury's got cramp actually looking in the middle of the ground. So Jacka hit the last goal for the Roos. Goes up to Max McDonald. Noosa with numbers. And happy to see the ball out over the line.
Oh. Yes.
So it's about 60 metres out from the Roos goal. Big ball in, Jones and Monk. Tossed back in. Warren had a bit of space out the back. Was wrapped up by Pettigrove straight away. Umpire called high. Oh, and it might be a reversal here.
He gets under their skin, Pettigrove, doesn't he? And he's got the reversal you're talking about. Goes in short. Finds Hodgson. Through the middle of the ground. Too much on it. Spills over the back. There's a chance here now for Moore. Gives it across there to Delaney. Goes out wide. Here's a chance now for the Tigers. They'll go through Byrne. Squares it up. Looking for the dangerous Cates. Can he win the footy? Keeps it alive. The numbers are going to suit. Okay, Moore will get down in defence. Handball over the top. And it looks like they're going to clear the Roos. They've got numbers there to support each other. They'll feed the ball back just to take a breath and set up the way that we want.
There's been a lift in intensity, but also a number of uncharacteristic errors by both sides at the moment. Hunter Moore made one a couple of minutes ago, but his last few touches have been good. He just goes long down the line. He needs a mark, and he gets one. Max McDonald.
Another injury here for Noosa by the looks. Hobbling off is Ben Arkard.
Yeah, this is not looking good for the Tigers. The ball gets out the back. Hahn, great pick up at his feet. Inside forward 50, looking for Wilson. Taps it to himself. It goes out of play. Probably just an update on the Tigers bench from what we can see at the moment. Horbury's off with cramps, and Arkard has just come limping to the bench, which actually leaves them with no players that can come on at the moment. Unfortunately, Gore went down earlier in the quarter with a hand that had gotten quite swollen.
Well, this is the weekend, if you're ever going to dig deep, this is the weekend you dig deep. When you remember the Soldiers before us. Tap over the top. Both the Bowes boys have been instrumental in this game.
They've been quite good this quarter with their ball use off half-back and through the middle of the ground. Nidry's under this one, actually. He lets Cates run over. I think they've moved Freeman up the ground a bit because Pearson was back by himself. So Cates had a pretty good third term. Kicked the goal. Composed to Con. Yep. Kick smothered. Needed to push back another step or two. McDonald with the turnover hat kick. 2-on-1. Spoiled by Byrne. Then tries to follow up, and that might be a mark. No. Play on. Con. McKenzie. Wants to get on his left foot. Keeps taking them on. Gives it back to Con. He had plenty of touches today if we had a stats sheet to look at. And how's the umpire see this? Is that holding the ball against Airy Bambic? It is.
Now there's going to be a 50, I think. There's a bit happening out there.
I think it's Hunter Moore who's won the free kick and subsequent 50-metre penalty.
So they've done a lot of good work here. As I said, their benches numbers are dwindling by the looks, but they won't undo any by just giving away some little disciplined shots on goal.
So where is Moore going to have to take the kick from? About 60 out, you would say? I think so.
Yep.
They've got two spare back, Freeman being one of them. They lead by 15 points, Maroochydore, but it's been Noosa that have won the quarter 2-1. He's got Harry McIver out wide. Takes the patient option. There's not a lot of movement inside Maroochidore's forward 50. McIver just sets it up to the top of the goal square. Freeman out the back. Buntain. Hand pass fell down. Castine taken down and a good tackle. Brilliant tackle by Tallis Buntain. They just need to hold on here, Noosa, but we've had a few delays this quarter, so I think we might run into the 30 minutes again. Jones and Monk. A lot of players inside this forward 50. Jones tried to gather out the back. Smothered forward pressure, good from the Roos. Cavallaro just grabs it off his teammate and didn't really get a clean disposal away. Jones did, but his snap landed in the hands of Freeman in the goal square. The Tigers captain's going to go long down the middle of the ground looking for Nidry. If they can be clean, they're almost half a chance here. Nidry's got no one to go to, though. Hand pass back, Pettigrove. Unfortunately, heard footsteps. Moore gathers, dances round one. Has a shot on goal. Hunter Moore. His kick is to the left.
The problem with the Tigers are they're winning the footy through the middle of the ground, but they've got no one forward. And then they've got no one to kick to. And we saw the same thing happen before to Kane Cates. He won the ball out in the outer wing there and couldn't go forward. He had to go backwards because there was no one to kick it to, and it made it a turnover.
They do have numbers on this side, and Cates might have worked out the back here. They go very quickly. Rory McKenzie now in the path of Cates. Needs a nice bounce, gets it. He's got his teammate coming at him. Goes short to Monk. Freeman's not inside forward 50 yet. So he's going to Airy Bambic. Highest point, can't take the mark. Warren, Airy Bambic. Snaps, doesn't go very far. Charlie Bowes, left footer. on his non-preferred, throws it back to a teammate. Govern's going to try and kill this ball, and he does. I'll tell you what, there's a Maroochydore player down now as well. Kick gets out the back. Warren can't take the mark. Buntain taken high.
It might be a knee injury, so we'll just keep an eye on it. Knee or ankle. I think he's holding his knee.
In fact, I think we're going to have a pause in play.
Yep. I'll keep an eye on who it is.
Is it?
Just landed awkwardly in the marking contest, I think. So we didn't hand to the trainers. Umpires are there. Getting up, he's in the hands of the trainer, so he'll come off the ground by the looks.
Nathan Horbury coming back onto the field for Noosa.
I think it's Warren.
Yep.
The number 2. So he'll be helped off the ground. So there's a few players going down. In the meantime, the Tigers will launch from the scoreboard end. He's going straight into the rooms.
Straight to the rooms.
Yep.
So we get back underway. Buntain, long inside forward 50, looking for Freeman. Harry McIver dropped the intercept mark, and it went out over the boundary line.
So coming onto the ground will be Bailey Hahn. Been busy today.
Maybe a little bit quiet this quarter, and probably reflective of Maroochydore or Noosa getting on top and being the superior side this quarter. He's got a nice 15, 20 metre kick, Hahn. His vision's very good. I think we're going to have that one tossed back in again. So the Roos by 16 points. Noosa have kicked 4 of the last 6 goals in this game. It got out to 30 points at one stage.
Yeah.
At halfway through the second term, but it's an even contest now, and there's a bit of tension here at Neil Upton Oval.
This little delay will take a little bit of the sting out of the game. A throw in. McDonald gets his hands to it, taps it down in front. Feedback, they've got a chance there. Hahn can't pick it up. He's back on it. Tackles. A quick kick away by the Tigers. They're in front position, can't take the mark. Good pressure there underneath the ball. A quick step around the corner. They're going to roll through for a goal. I think it is. So the Tigers get their 3rd for the quarter, and that's what they've been looking for.
Maverick Pettigrove, the goal scorer, a classy finish on his left foot. He's probably had a recorder reflective of Noosa's effort. He's been right in and amongst it, and then finished off really nicely there, and that puts it back to 10 points. It's as close as it's been since about halfway through the first term. And even though they are struggling with the rotations on the bench down to 2 at the moment, Noosa are right in this game up to their necks in it, Jack.
Yeah, well, this is the form that we wanted to see, the Tigers. We wanted to have a really good look at them. They won the first 3 games. They were challenged here in the first and second term. They've really responded well the third term. And they're right back in this game, 10-point ball game.
So McDonald and Monk. McDonald straight to Pettigrove. Then he went and won his own footy. O'Dwyer, better position, dropped the mark. And Rory McKenzie causing a stoppage here. 31.5 minutes gone. 4 goals in the quarter, but a few delays, so who knows how long it'll go. Con the clearance, the hand pass forward. Good pick up by Moore on his non-preferred. Gained about 15 metres. Govern will try and get there first. Can't gather cleanly. On his hands and knees, knocks it out. Con's hand pass went past a teammate. Zach Stone overran the ball. Horbury, good composure. Hand pass back. Will McKenzie dances around Stone. Throws it on his right boot up. Forward of the wing. McKenzie read it really well, the vice-captain did. Outpositioned Alec Megan and took the mark.
Just settles things down. There's the siren for 3/4 time. I'll let you wrap it up, Riley.
So a great quarter from the Noosa Tigers, 3 goals to 1, and they've given themselves every opportunity going into this last quarter here at Neil Upton Oval to pull off a comeback victory. One that will definitely secure their spot at the top of the ladder. They're 3-0 so far.
You need a strong team. At TPIL Lawyers, we rise above the pack. When it comes to your total and permanent disability and compensation claims, choose TPIL, the personal injury lawyers. Kicking goals for Queenslanders since 1983. TPIL Lawyers, proud partner of AFL Queensland.
So we're all set for a cracking final term here at Neil Upton Oval. Please do join us in a couple of minutes for that. Welcome back to Neil Upton Oval. We're bringing you live 2025 TPIL Lawyers QAFL Premiership season action. Sunshine Coast Derby. Maroochydore Roos at home, leading the Noosa Tigers by 10 points. Noosa on the comeback. They were down by 30 points halfway through the second term, and had a lot of spectators around them at that three-quarter time huddle, Jack, and a bit of an impassioned plea from coach Matthew Leuenberger.
Yeah, they're down on numbers, but you know both clubs heavily invested in winning this game today. So we're looking forward to this last term. A big shout out to we've got viewers in Saudi Arabia. Greg Parry listening in, so we welcome him along to the broadcast today. We're ready for the final quarter action of the big derby.
So it's Con Horbury and Pettigrove in the middle for the Tigers. They've been instrumental, particularly in that third quarter, getting their side back into the contest. Stone overruns it, and there goes Con. He's got someone free inside forward 50. Perfect start for the Tigers. It's Byrne.
Well, great work there by Byrne. He got rid of Hunter Moore early. Had about 5 or 6, 7 metres on him, and then a nice mark and a chance for the Tigers to, geez, get within 4 points if he can kick this one through.
I think he did miss one in the shadows of half-time. A lot closer to goal, a bit of a tighter angle. But he's going to get an excellent look at it here. Angus Byrne. Left foot kick. Sends it left, sends it very left, and sends it out of bounds on the full. Freeman thinking he's taken the mark, but he's not fooling the umpires in that situation. So Bury, really good kick in, looking for McDonald out the back. Saunders gained about 15 metres and then saw the ball out of play.
Solid work there by McNally for the Tigers.
So Stone, Hahn and Govan, the three mids for the Roos, up against Pettigrove, Con and Horbury. It'll be McDonald and Monk to duel it out. So 4 short. Govan will burst through. Can't get it cleanly, so he goes off the ground past Wilson. Scollard fires out a hand pass. Wilson gathers cleanly. Good tackle at the last moment affects this hand pass. They do quite well there in the end. Noosa, Ethan Slaney, a good defensive effort. Because it looked like for half a moment, Jack, that Maroochydore were going to get a clean inside look inside their forward 50.
Wilson having a catch up with a couple of his old teammates. Hasn't had the day that he would have liked yet, but still a bit to play out yet. He can still influence. This is the sort of player that can kick multiple goals quickly.
It's the old saying, it doesn't have to be your day, but it can be your moment.
Yeah, good call.
And the margin being just 10 points. Who knows who's going to have the moment. Con, great tackle on Govan, then came away with it. Couldn't get a clean disposal, but the umpire let it go. Fleming, great hand pass to McIver. Not a great kick inside forward 50, though. Cut off by Will McKenzie. Switches to his brother, Rory. Oh, drops the mark as the lights come on here at Neil Upton Oval, but he gathers. Regains his composure, kick out of the wing, more in front. And the umpire's going to pay a free kick for a push. And he's going to call the play back.
Jones coming back onto the ground as he makes a quick structural change with Saunders coming off for the Roos.
I'll tell you what, I think Rory McKenzie's down with cramp. He's at the top of the 50, reaching out for one of his hamstrings. They are down to 2 on the bench, Noosa. Oh, gets around him easy. What a lovely step that was. Inside forward 50 go the Roos. Will McKenzie's parked under it. Takes a good mark.
Played well, Will McKenzie. He's had a good day today.
Coming back to his home club. The lure of playing for the Tigers and with his family. I think very appealing. Won a premiership last year down in Victoria. Horbury takes the mark, and he might have cramped up as well again. Because he was looking to give the hand pass.
You're right.
I think he's gone at his hamstring, and he gets a kick that goes the bare 15 to Megan.
They've still got 2 on the bench, the Tigers, so they've got 2 players. They have got some rotation still going.
Oh, Horbury's it's not looking good, sorry, Jack. He's played an exceptional game today. Kick is nice and a good mark taken. McNally had his moments today.
He has McNally. He's a classy little player.
So they've worked the ball out of their defensive 50. Some short kicks. McNally now goes long. Freeman ended up on the ground, and the free kick playing. Advantage taken inside forward 50 go the Tigers. One-on-one, Byrne against Moore. Byrne overruns it. Moore keeps his composure. Hand passes it to Fleming, who's about to get tackled. Gets his irons free. Rides a tackle. How's the umpire going to see this?
Yeah, I was going to say, it was a big call in court there. He just got the handball, was under siege straight away. Had no prior opportunity.
Jones versus Monk in the ruck. Both rucks got a hand to it. Pettigrove took it cleanly, gave it off to Con. He's got Byrne there, if he can find him. Actually, Arkled, sorry, dropped the mark. Kick just went over his head. Cates fighting there for it. Hack kick forward, Moore. Freeman, Maroochydore the numbers. Bury on his non-preferred, hugs the boundary line. Finds William O'Dwyer.
They're getting a bit of a look there, the Tigers, but they just haven't been able to capitalise.
They're having their chances.
And if they don't, you can just see what's going to happen. It'll go the other end of the ground and the Roos will score.
Wilson sets himself for it, can't take the mark. Ground level, they've got the numbers here, the Tigers. Fed through well. Pettigrove just a blind kick, high and long inside forward 50 to the hot spot. Freeman 2-on-1 to beat. Pearson knocks it towards the boundary line. How does the umpire see this? Calls for a throw in.
Good play there by Pearson. Clever, experience, made a contest and happy to see it go over the line. Good addition to the team today. Umpire to throw the ball back in. Approaching the 6-minute mark of the final term. Jones gets a little underarm tap, but it's going to be taken away by the Tigers. Smothered. Can they launch from halfback? This is where they look most dangerous. Here they go to handball over the top. What's the numbers? Good pick up. They'll stream out of defence. A kick forward into space. Look at him run down the ground. Wilson is steaming down the ground now to full forward. Over the top. Here's a chance now for Cavallaro. He swings onside. Kicks it in there. Looking for it at the back there. Can he take the mark? But it's chopped off in defence. And it's that man McNally once again.
And there might be the opportunity for Noosa to go quickly by foot through the middle of the ground. Ball is with free. Goes wide to Will McKenzie. Actually, no, sorry, it must have been Pettigrove because now Will McKenzie has the ball. Actually, it would have been Bowes because Pettigrove's in the middle of the ground. Sorry, everyone. Kick out forward on the wing for Noosa. Boundary line's there. Boundary line's the winner. But I don't think that's a bad result for the Tigers.
Well, they looked dangerous going forward then, but that kick just didn't quite hit its target. And McNally, as I said, he's really stood up in the second half. Played a pretty consistent game and took a nice mark.
We've gone 7 minutes in this final term at Neil Upton Oval. We have not had a score yet. Next goal, vitally important in the context of this match. This is probably the first transition play Maroochydore have had since the opening half. Noosa have shut them down very well in this second half so far. No disposals for either side at that little scrimmage. So Noosa have a spare behind the ball. Maroochydore have their spare at the contest. They've got numbers around this footy which they win. Hack kick forward. It's up in the hands of a Tigers player. Nice hand pass to Will McKenzie. Hand pass back to the player that is the spare, Buntain. Up to half forward. His teammate was in front, Bowes. Couldn't take the mark. Con there, gathers nicely. Chance to put his head up. Hit Arkled on the chest, but he couldn't complete the mark. The ball stayed in the field of play. So we will have a ball up.
Look for the Tigers. They just couldn't quite capitalise.
Yeah, I think Arkad's opponent had given up on the contest. Unfortunately for him, he couldn't complete the mark. They're starting to have a real sort of impact in this match, Noosa's Tools. Jones and Monk. Jones the head out. Moore. Hahn. Got rid of it just. Harry Bambick. O'Dwyer. Pettigrove. Boundary line. It's been a taxing contest, Jack. I think there are a lot of tired bodies out there at the moment.
Yep, no, there's been plenty of hard clashes.
I think it's starting to have a real sort of impact on the way the game is played. There's not a lot of open, free, fast flowing football at the moment. It's become a clearance game, which suits Noosa, particularly this man, Mitchell Kine. Hand pass to Pettigrove. Oh, back over the top to Con. Needs a Kine bounce. Doesn't get it. Knocked off it. He's still in there. Lane a tackle. He's pushed out. Must have been flicked out somehow. Thought it might have been almost a throw. Hahn Ari Bambic around it. Noosa numbers, nice backhand pass to the sweeper. Freeman's around this footy, that's who it's for. Pearson affects the spoil. Pearson's chasing after it. He's time to gather. Hand pass. Runs away, Desbury. Had a good last turn. Feeds a hand pass to Castine. Fumbles at the crucial moment. His opponent slipped over. Bury still around it. Stockers it out in front. Is he going to go off the ground again? He does, but he missed it. Now he's a bit sore. Free. Fires out a hand pass to Rory McKenzie. He's got his brother in the middle of the ground. Turnover kick though. Holt cuts it off straight away. Sends it inside forward 50. McDonald from behind. Gets there. Gets a hand pass back. Bumped off. Jacker goes in, burrows his head, wants a free kick, not going to get it. Ball up, coming inside forward 50 for the Roos.
It looked like the Roos were going to score there. McKenzie just trying to kick off one step under, just wasn't quite balanced enough, turned the footy over, but they hanging in there by grim death to try and cause this ball up. Tigers, and great play by Pearson in defence, wasn't it? He just kept that ball alive.
Jones the hit out. Pettigrove's kick smothered. Cavallaro tried to swing it around on his right. Noosa had the numbers here, and it's Con again. Coming out wide, looking for Bose. He's got Harry McIver right on his tail. Bose does very well. Want to get back on his left foot, which he does. Swings it up to the wing. Delaney's playing in front. How's it bounce? Not great, but his legs meant it was in front. He's gone back to try and win it again. Con's work rate is superb. He's flicked a hand pass up to Freeman. Over to his teammate. And then Bird now. Takes the mark, one-on-ones. Arkle's around this one, in fact. Kate's dangerous. Harry McIver flicks it out. Now, how's the umpire see this? Sees it as a ball in, not deliberate.
This is a tight struggle here. It's an arm wrestle, isn't it?
11 minutes gone in this final turn at Neil Upton Oval. Still not a single point for either side. They both had their chances. Josh Garvin coming back onto the field for the Roos. He's going to need to lift because Noosa's midfield's been elite this entire game. In fact, this might work out for him. McKenzie, bad kick. He had all the space in the world to hit Govan. Fortunately for him, the ball still stays in the field of play. Govan on his left foot, goes up to Wilson, hugs the boundary line. Quiet all day, Wilson, but takes a vitally important mark. But Noosa have flooded numbers back well, so he probably needs to look a bit more lateral here. Could have gone to Liam Jacker. Instead, looks for Max McDonald inside forward 50. The tallest of them all down there. Can't complete the mark. Ogden does well. Steps back in trouble. Stripped of it. Holding the ball. The home crowd's going to like that. That's Jonty McIver.
Yeah, great forward pressure there by McIver. Tried to taking the game on, then deep in defence was McNally. Coughed the ball up.
He had Wilson in the pocket if he wanted him. It's going to take an amazing kick from Jonty McIver. Outside 50, the left footer runs around, sets it up to the hot spot. Noosa have the numbers and a good mark taken by Buntain. Been impressed with his second half. He goes quickly, wasting no time to Charlie Bowes. And they could be on here, Noosa. Con's there working up the field.
Nice little hit-up lead.
Nidri to Con over the top. Might still work out. Flicked up to Con. It's one-on-ones inside forward 50. Freeman's got a bit of space inside forward 50. Nice little tick lead that one was.
Con has been outstanding this last term. Such an influential player. Just willing himself on. He wants to win this game. Now's a chance for the skipper to put his fourth through. He launches. He's going to just go through for another behind. So brings that down to 9 points now, Riley.
13 and a half minutes to register a score for either side in this last term.
It's gone end to end.
He's got 3 goals for today, Jonathan Freeman. So Bury brings it back into play. It's a tired kick. Mark dropped Ogden. Free to McKenzie. Well done there by Scollard. It's a long way from home. He's going to win a free kick for it in the back. Not too many times Mitch Scollard's won the ball at half-back, I would think you would have to say, Jack.
No. But that's the way they're playing. They're moving, compressing the ground.
He's looking for Jones. Can't complete the chest mark. His ground effort Background level's pretty good. And in the end, the Roos have to walk the ball out over the boundary line. Max Stone coming on. Mitch Conn coming for a well-deserved rest. Bit of class and Pettigrove coming back on the field. Noosa have thrown, I think, a spare behind the ball somewhere, which means Maroochydore have got the number at the contest. It's kind of been the pattern of the second half. McDonald, the hit out. McKenzie had his head over it. Didn't win a free kick.
With Bowes and Con off the ground at the moment, this will be a big chance for the Roos.
In fact, I don't think the scoreboard's updated here at the Crown. Govan, Jones. Govan, a kick didn't go really anywhere, but fortunately ended up in Mackenzie's lap. Got a torpedo forward, look for Wilson. Gets out the back. He should run into an open goal here. Decides to have a bounce and then kicks the goal. So we spoke about it not being your day, but it could be your moment, and it is for Aaron Wilson. And I tell you what, it's on. It is on right in front of the home crowd. I'm not exactly sure who started it or whatnot. And now Wilson's come in to give his two-piece against his old side.
Oh, that one hurt. But we could see it happening, couldn't you? You could almost read it, that it was going to happen. Wilson would bop up at some stage. Players like him don't stay down all day. So he had his moment that you spoke about earlier, Riley. He's put it through. And that was the worry with Bowes and Con off the ground at the same time. That could be the issue.
Well, it was Josh Govan winning the clearance.
Yeah.
Even though the kick didn't really go anywhere, just the fact that he could get the ball moving forward and then fortuitous that it landed in the lap of Mackenzie.
Of course, they lost Matt Gall, one of their prime movers, pretty much in the second term, was it? Or second or third term?
Early on in the third.
Like with a serious hand injury.
Actually, I tell you what, I've got a feeling Noosa are going to give away a 666 warning here. So Bowes has come to the wing. Rory McKenzie's pushed forward. There is still plenty of time here at Neil Upton Oval.
Well, they've had the majority of the play in the second half, and so even in this quarter here, they had about 3 or 4 looks inside their forward 50, but couldn't capitalise. And as we said, as we've seen footy played over so many years, Maroochydore can go forward and make the most of it.
A great bounce from the umpire. McDonald, the hit out to Govan. Stone, did he dispose of that correctly? I don't think he did. Good umpiring. Horbury, the free kick.
Like Horbury's game today.
And we're going his trusty left foot. Good kick inside forward 50. No mark taken. Freeman's around it. Arcould. Moore winning a vital one-on-one and clears it away. Stone's going to go hard at this. Bowes. Charlie Bowes now. Back to Horbury. Great vision. Great composure. And he finds Bodkin. Wheels around on his right, inside forward 50. They're playing in front, Noosa. Good spoil, Harry McIver. Byrne. Knocked down his hand pass was Pearson, just throws it on his boot blindly. Charlie Bowes is going to go hard for it. Great contest between the two players. William McKenzie picks it up. Run down, knocked out in the tackle. Con. Hand pass through nicely to Will McKenzie. On his right foot, he spots a teammate at half forward. It's Monk. Freeman's in the goal square, one-on-one against Pearson. The kick favours Pearson. Freeman drops the mark, goes off the ground.
Oh,
he missed.
Both teams having a red-hot go.
Exhausted players. Maroochydore are now starting to cramp.
No place for the faint-hearted out there today, but it's your turn to go, you've got to go. And both teams have been fantastic at it today.
So the margin's now 14 points. It's a high up and under from Bury. A tired kick, Cavallaro front and centre. Dropped the mark. Followed up, hand passed it over to Holt. Tapped it on nicely to his teammate, Jacker. Poor kick, turnover. Sorry, that was Saunders' kick. Cut off by Free. In the middle of the ground, he'll look to go. Who's going to compete? Bury put his hands up. Cates crumbed it nicely. Snap is curling and curling. Freeman in front. Can't complete the mark. Gathers, throws it on his left foot. This will land at the top of the goal square. Hunter Moore's under it. Two-handed punch. Out over the boundary line. Safety for the Roos.
Great work there by Hunter Moore. He had 2 breathing down on him. He stood strung under the ball and just took it out of bounds. He's sucking the big ones in now. What have we got coming up to the 19-minute mark of the final term? It's a 15-point ball game. Tigers, can they find one late? Get themselves back into this game. McDonald taps out, but it's another really good clearance away. But there's no one there. It's going to be chopped off by Tallis Buntain. He'll feed the ball across to his teammate in Slaney. Slaney in the middle of the ground. Lowers his eyes and finds a target. And he finds that man, probably Mitchell Conn, probably close to best on ground today. Conn looking for it. His eyes darting around. He sees a gap, beautiful little weighted kick, and he finds his teammates taking a mark about 35 metres out on an angle.
Great composure.
Yep. He's won clearances. He's played nice and tough. He's weighted the ball well. He's found his targets. He's been trying to will this team on today.
To bring the margin to 8 points for Noosa. Shot on goal. He likes it. He likes it a lot. And we have got a game of footy on our hands. It's going right down to the wire. Goal to the Noosa Tigers. I believe it's Cooper Airy Bambic who's kicked that. That wasn't a tight kick at all, Jack. He just hit it flush.
No, it was good. There wasn't a lot. There's a lot of them were covered off there, so it was a beautiful kick. To find a target inside that forward 50 was great. 8-9-57 Noosa Tigers. Trailing Maroochydore 10-6, 66, 21-minute mark approaching. Final term and the TPIL Lawyers QAFL action here today. Over to you, Riley.
So 1 goal apiece in this last quarter. But with the amount of stoppages we've had, I still think we're going to run close to the 30-minute mark. McDonald and Monk con the clearance, tackled by Stone, so we only could hand pass it. McDonald got a crucial tap. Con's there. Hahn took in the ground without the ball, and then Con jumped on him.
Great work there by Hahn.
Just had to even that contest.
And McDonald just got a hand in there.
No one is standing on Con at this clearance. Pettigrove got the ball. And then Stone fed it nicely to Fleming. A chance to compose and go inside forward 50. Cavallaro gave up front spot. Well defended by the Tigers. Poor kick out though off the ground. Hahn gathers blindly. Turns. Holt takes the mark.
Risky play. Just a toe poke through the middle of the ground. But there's a swarm of roos sitting there. And the ability to be able then to regather the footy and then just find a nice easy target inside 450. And it's Thomas Holt looking now to silence, ice the game, potentially.
Hasn't kicked one today, Holt. A half forward. Directly in front, 40 metres out. Arcs out to the right. His kick is hitting the woodwork. So the margin increases by 1. Noosa have the footy at the wrong end of the field, but it's in the hands of Reece Free. He's going to go straight down the middle on kick. Looking for Byrne. Moore works him under it. Gets out the back. Harry McIver will get there first. Taken down in a two-man tackle. Ball up straight away. Despite being limited to 2 on the bench, I think Noosa's work rate in the second half has been really impressive, Jack.
It has. They're the real deal. If they can stay healthy, keep working as a team, keep building.
Hahn kick forward. Holt not quite. He was in front. The Tigers. Ogden. Oh, not great. Goes over the head of Megan. Stone's got to go hard at this with 2 hands. He's wrapped up by Rory McKenzie. Ball still on the ground. Players going hard at it. McKenzie still got it there. Con's around this contest. Megan's followed up. It's caused a stoppage.
Full credit to both teams. They've been extraordinary today.
Been a thrilling game. The crowd have been treated to a really great game of football. And it is not over by any stretch of the imagination. Hahn taps it to himself. He's had an important last couple of minutes, has Bailey Hahn.
Yeah, just the little things.
I can tell you what, actually, Josh Govern's been waiting to come on for a couple of minutes right in front of us here. He's not had the opportunity. McDonald tried a fresh area out of the stoppage. Saunders wrapped up. Zach Stone's coming to the bench. Gullen's going to come on. And I reckon he might go stand next to Mitch Conn at this stoppage. No, it's Cavallaro. McDonald, Hahn, can't gather cleanly. Hands and knees, Fleming. Might get run down. Kick into the pockets, probably. Good Wilson! I think they would have taken a stoppage from Maroochydore, but instead they're probably going to take 30 seconds off the clock and have a shot on goal. Aaron Wilson. And he was quiet until the final quarter. He took an important mark.
Big clearance there by Daniel Fleming, continuing his good form.
He's kicked his side's only goal this quarter. It is a tough kick. The wind is blowing left to right. And he's going to have to kick the best part of 45 metres. Tired legs, heavy ball. Aaron Wilson from the boundary line. I don't even know if it entered the field of play. Out of bounds on the full.
So the Tigers will need to go coast to coast. They've done it once today.
You can get 2 goals in a minute. If you can get one, you can go from the clearance. Will McKenzie, great vision to Ogden. Oh, they might have a number spare in the middle of the ground. Got to be careful. He has to go back with the hands to free. And he's going to go wide to Charlie Bowes. He's going to wheel around nicely on his left foot. No mark taken. 2-on-2. Maroochydore happy to see it out. How's the umpire going to play this?
Yeah, emotions are getting high now. The game's right in the balance.
Actually, an important touch to Maroochidore's coach there. The pull was tapped right to him and he threw it back to the boundary umpire. So there's still time for the Tigers. Con's got a bit of separation at this stoppage. Got a fair bit of separation. Gets out the back. McKenzie bursts onto it. Oh, good hip and shoulder from Sam McKenzie on Rory. Over the top. Fleming. No one can gather cleanly for LaRue's. Pettigrove could.
I think the game umpire was blindsided. Of course, for the high tackle. All the crowd riding every decision at the moment, wanting their team to get the free kick. Throw up. Tap forward. It's going to suit Jones. He's worked hard today. He's been strong around the stoppages. He's getting first use of the ball. Been impressive in the ruck, especially his stoppage work. Here we go again. Little tap over the top. Didn't get the penetration off the hands that he wanted. And right.
One-on-ones all around the ground.
Yeah, right on the thick of it has been Bailey Hahn, as you said earlier. They're happy for this, just chewing up the clock. Stoppage after stoppage.
Yep. Rory McKenzie's coming to the bench. I think he's got cramp as well.
Megan to come back on.
Jones to Hahn. He somehow worked a kick out there. Scollard. Charlie Bowes. Reese Free. Good pick up. And not a bad little kick actually from Horbury there. But in the end, it was too close to the boundary line.
Is Tom going to beat him?
Con's even looking a bit proper here. As Hahn goes next to stand to him. Noosa need 2 goals. The ball's the wrong part of the field for them at the moment. Monk does well front position. Govan found himself free. Took the ball. It's taken to ground. Must have had about half a dozen stoppages just in this little area of the field, Jack.
Yeah. Stone coming on. Tap forward. Here's a chance, Megan on the left foot. Just a little kick into space. He's got his target. Here goes for the Tigers. They need to launch and lead to launch now. Goes inside forward. 50 packs set themselves. Bounces over the top. Getting back there first is going to be the vice captain in McKenzie. He gets it forward. Hunter Moore handballs over the top. Finds Fleming. Fleming goes in short. He's got Jacker. Goes out wide. Looking for Wilson. Under siege. He's got a 3v1. Handball over the top. Tap back. Wilson handballs forward. Good tackle pressure. Here's a chance now. Handball over the top. It goes at the knees. Good tackle pressure again. It's going to be play on the call. They try and clear the ball out. Megan's there. Gets a hand in there. Oh, pressure everywhere. Handball over the top. Under siege. Roos looking for that sealer if they can. There's a siren and it's gone. And it's a Maroochydore. It's the Roos in an epic battle. In the TPIL 2025 Lawyers QAFL Premiership season, it's Maroochydore 10-7-67. Too strong for the Tigers in a great game. The Tigers were fantastic. 8-9-57, a 10-point game. And it was an impressive second half by the Tigers, but in the end, it belonged to the Roos. Riley.
Yeah, Jack, after half-time it was Noosa, 4 goals to 2. So their defensive work was very, very impressive. Unfortunately, they were down by 5 goals halfway through the second term. And regardless of how good you are, that is a margin to work your way back from. They probably had their chances early on in the last quarter. They probably weren't the best looks at goals. But in the end, Maroochydore, the better side for longer today, and that generally wins you games of football.
The Tigers were brave. They had injuries. They worked overtime. As I said, I was really impressed with their second half. They've come a long way from where they were last year. They're building towards something, and they're keeping a really good group of players around them. So if they keep building on that list, I don't know how much depth they've got, but they certainly were pretty willing today.
They're a vastly improved side from where they were last year. And their defensive unit, particularly after half-time, have to be commended for keeping Maroochydore just to 2 goals. There'll be some moments that they'll look back, probably collectively as a team, how well they defend the ground in the first half, when they allowed Maroochydore to transition the ball quite easily. But after half-time, defensively, they worked very well. I think all game as well for Noosa were how good their midfield group was. Mitchell Conn, probably best on ground in a losing effort. Nathan Horbury, Maverick Pettigrove, and even though we went down early after half-time, Matt Gore was really good as well.
I thought the Bose boys were good after half-time. Again, they offered a little bit for the Tigers, but Josh Govan, I thought he was strong for his team again. Just that second and third term, and the game was in the balance. He was fantastic.
And probably Bailey Hahn as well.
Yeah.
As well, he was quite good and probably helped start a number of those attacking counter-attacks from half-back.
Both the rucks, I thought, the rucks battled tirelessly all day. They gave them first use of the footy. I thought that was really, really good. Brent Pearson's first game back, he showed a lot. Just didn't panic under pressure. There's a lot of steel back there, a lot of structure for them. So all in all, Riley, well called. It was a really good game.
Yeah, great game of Sunshine Coast footy, and great there was a good crowd here to see it all as well. A lot of feeling between these two. For Maroochydore, that takes them to 2-2. Noosa suffer their first loss of the year. They go to 3-1. As the sun goes down, or has gone down on what's been a pretty good game of footy here. Jack, it's been great to have you up here on the Sunshine Coast. Thanks for coming all the way up to help call this game. Again, a magnificent display between these two teams. And in the end, Maroochydore coming away in a thrilling contest by 9 points.